Hold up.
From Chambers Field at Northside High School, welcome to high school football on SummitCitySports.com. Week number 3 tonight as the Northside Legends play host to the Carroll Chargers. Jim Measle here, Balin Height, and Bob Johnston alongside our entire SummitCitySports.com crew getting ready for week number 3. Unseasonably cool weather tonight here at Chambers Field. Here we are Labor Day weekend, and folks have the warm weather gear out already. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. But the game time temperature about 65 degrees. It's expected to drop to around 60 by the end of the game. Wind is coming out of the east at about 10 miles an hour. And it is a bit on the cool side tonight. Quite a change from 2 weeks ago when we were in a sauna on opening night. Again, I'm Jim Measle. Balin Height is with me. And Balin, two teams that are very, very hungry entering this ball game. Both squads 0-2, but I think we're going to see a good one here tonight.
I do as well. Definitely Carroll's looking out for a big win after coming off that loss against Snyder. And Northside getting beat by Dwenger last week. Both teams are looking for a win.
Yeah, Northside's been outscored their first 2 games 96-7. And Carroll's been outscored 103-26. Rough week for both teams last week, obviously. Carroll with the worst loss ever as they were pounded by Snyder 69-7. And Northside lost to Dwenger 37-0. So, again, Northside's trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. Going back to last season, Carroll trying to snap a 3-game skid heading into tonight's ball game. So I would imagine it's been an interesting week of practice at both schools.
Yeah, very.
All right, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. And Sports Center Incorporated is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated, located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Taking a look at some of the other action tonight around the area in the SAC. Besides our game, we have Dwenger at Southside. A big ball game tonight. Homestead hosting Bishop Luers. Snyder is at Concordia. Wayne plays at Northrop. In the Summit standings, Dwenger, Luers, Snyder, and Homestead all at 2-0. Concordia and Northrop at 1-1. Carroll, North, South, and Wayne all at 0-2. Why don't we pause for this timeout, and we'll come back with more from Chambers Field at Northside High School following this timeout on SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie. Just like the morning, your smile brings the sunshine.
The Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Welcome back to Chambers Field, everybody. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of tonight's ball game between Carroll and Northside. We mentioned the other action tonight around the SAC and other action around Northeast Indiana tonight. Columbia City is at Belmont. New Haven is hosting DeKalb. East Noble hosting Huntington North. Leal travels to Norwell. Lions looking to bounce back after they were stunned by Angola last week. Southern Wells hosting Jay County. Also, Adams Central is hosting LaPel. South Adams will be at Bluffton. Woodland travels to Heritage. To the north, it's Central Noble playing at Fairfield. Matchup of unbeaten's Cherubusco at Garrett. That'll be a great matchup in Big Train Country up there in Garrett. Fremont will be at Frontier. Angola at 2-0. And the Pigskin Pit of the News Sentinel has picked against the Hornets the first 2 weeks, and the Hornets have won both games. Maybe the Pig should pick the Hornets tonight. No, he's picking Jimtown by 3. He just doesn't know. The Hornets have a good team, and they're hosting the Jimtown Jimmies tonight. West Noble's at East Side. Warsaw is hosting Plymouth, and it's Northridge hosting Wawasee as the Carroll Chargers take to the field under 8th-year head coach Doug Dinan. Doug 57-26 during his tenure at Carroll High School, and he told Northeast Indiana Game Night before tonight's game that his main concern is always that the kids play as fundamentally sound as they can and work to get better every week. Yeah. So you can expect perhaps this Carroll defense to tee off on this rather young north side offense, an offense that's still, Balin, trying to feel its way through the early part of the season.
Yep, this will definitely be a great chance for the Carroll offense to get some momentum moving after going 0-2 the first 2 weeks, especially after last week against Southside. Not scoring an offensive touchdown, those 7 points came off the defense. So definitely looking for some momentum to build and carry out through the rest of the SAC season.
And Northside will be coming out here shortly. I was trying to find the state rankings. I thought I had them here handy, but I guess I don't. So we can kind of look ahead to the rest of the season for these two teams. After tonight, Carroll will be hosting Northrop. Then they have 2 straight road games at Dwenger and the South Side. And then they host Homestead on the 29th. They're at Concordia on October 6th and close out the regular season at home against Wayne. North Side, after tonight, they're playing at Wayne next week. Then they're hosting Lures in 2 weeks, followed by a matchup with Homestead, and they play at South Side. Northrop comes to Chambers Field October 6th, and then the Legends close out the regular season at Concordia. And now the North Side fans start to cheer. The smoke starts to rise down here below us. And the Legends take to the field. And you wouldn't know they're 0-2 the way their fans are cheering them right now.
Definitely a favorable schedule for the Legends this game with Carroll and then up next with Wayne. Definitely 2 games I think they can definitely be competitive in and stick in there.
Both teams sort of running a gauntlet here in the first couple of weeks of the season.
Definitely.
Carroll with Lures and Snyder, and Northside with Snyder and Drenger. Man, that is tough even with an experienced team, but Northside is so young this year.
Yep.
And again, it's a team that's still trying to put things together, and Carroll trying to answer some questions themselves. And I would imagine after the first 2 weeks, the coach has probably just told the players this week, try to get their confidence up. Guys, just go out and play Friday night.
Yep.
Just go out and let her rip.
Definitely for both teams coming out 0-2. You're just looking for something to build on here.
All right, it's getting on towards 7 o'clock, so it's almost time to lift the curtain here at Chambers Field, the home of the North Side Legends. North Side in their home reds tonight, and Carroll will be in their road whites. We're about ready to have the coin toss. I thought they usually have this a half hour before the game, but I guess not in this situation.
Well, actually, it's on the pregame sheet. It's supposed to be a mock coin toss.
Okay.
So, yeah, a little interesting in high school football. They come out there and they do it, but it's already been pre-decided. So
it's already been rehearsed.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. This is more just for the crowd, just for the show.
Again, the wind coming out of the east right now, the east-northeast, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Really won't be much of a factor tonight. And we'll be getting underway here shortly at Chambers Field. Again, this is not exactly a game for first place or for a conference championship, but a lot of pride in the line. Both teams 0-2, trying to get off the snide, if you will, here in 2017.
Yep. Great chance for both of these teams here coming up.
There's going to be an interesting matchup here tonight. Jalen Lockett for Northside, an outstanding defensive back. He's going to be up against one of the Becker twins. Pick your poison there.
Yep.
Yeah, Jonathan and Justin, they're twins. They're both seniors. They both go 5'10", 155. Justin Wirtz, number 10. Jonathan Wirtz, number 15. So look for that matchup tonight. Looks like Northside's going to get the ball to start the ball game. One more handshake, and we'll be getting underway here shortly.
Yeah, you talked about youth with this Northside Legends team. Definitely freshman quarterback coming in. That was a bit of surprise for the area this year. So another, 0-2 here. Look for him to build some confidence in this game as well.
Well, again, we're coming to you tonight from Chambers Field, from inside a rather cramped press box, as it's elbow to elbow, and everybody's really friendly right now. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Carroll will be kicking off, and they will defend to go to our right. Trevor Horton, a sophomore wearing number 97, does the place kicking duties for the Chargers. And here in this opening quarter, the slight win that we have will be at the Chargers' back. Looks like we're getting things organized with the chain gang over there on the far side. Well, getting here to Chambers Field was an adventure tonight. Had a wreck on I-69 about 3 miles north of DuPont, but that just backed up traffic, and we didn't need to go through that. A couple of people who should take driver's ed again, apparently.
Yeah.
And, of course, you throw in the Friday afternoon traffic after 5 o'clock,
Definitely.
and sometimes it's an adventure to get to these high school games, especially with 7 o'clock kicks now. But we're here, and we're set to go. Decent crowd on hand here tonight on both sides. And we're ready to rock and roll here at Chambers Field. Horton ready to put his right foot into it. And away we go. The opening kick down to about the 8-yard line. And it's Jalen Lockett, the young man we talked about in pregame. Lockett across the 25 up to about the 27-yard line. And so that's how we get underway. And it'll be first down for the Legends. And if I slip up tonight and say Redskins, please whack me upside the head. They are now the Legends.
Yes. Makes it even more difficult when you're looking across and you see the marching band bus or the marching band trailer over there, and it says Redskins still on it.
They still have not changed that, have they?
Nope.
Somebody better call the painter.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the Legends do on their opening possession. First down for Northside at their own 28-yard line. Ronald Collins III, he's a freshman. He is the quarterback tonight, or starting quarterback. Hayden Jones, number 15, he's a senior. He's the lone setback. Play clock is under 5. And Collins hands it off to Hayden Jones. Jones trying to get some room to the near side, gets the corner, and gets some nice yardage out to the 32-yard line on the opening play from scrimmage before he was brought down by Bryce Pelkington, outside linebacker. He's a sophomore, 6 foot 180. We're going to be seeing or calling a lot of underclassmen in this game. These are two very young teams. Second down, and we'll call it 5 for Northside at their own 33-yard line. The Carroll coaches are right next to us, so we'll try not to bother them too much. Collins in trouble after faking the handoff, and down he goes behind the line of scrimmage at the 32-yard line.
Big stop there by number 6, Braxton Grope, and guys are for the Chargers. That'll bring us some momentum here on this third down.
He sure as heck didn't buy that fake.
No, he did not.
But again, Collins, a freshman, he'll learn how to sell that fake a little bit better.
Yep.
So now third down and 6 for Northside at their own 32. They got to get to the 38. That's the line of the game. 3 receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the left. Play clock, plenty of time at 17. 10:35 to go in the opening quarter, no score. Collins, I thought, was going to go under center. Now he steps back in the shotgun. And Collins Fires here to the nearest side. It's going to be overthrown. A lot of bumping and shoving going on down here at the nearest side. Altrell Franklin, number 6 for North Side. And he and number 30, Hudson Walker for Carroll. They're kind of in a mud wrestling match down here in the nearest side. But as Lou Holtz used to say on ESPN, it's not pass interference if they don't call it.
Nope.
So 4th and 6. And it's 3 and out for Northside in their opening possession. So keep in mind, Carroll will get the ball to start the second half. And the Chargers ought to get some decent field position here unless something crazy happens. Good snap. Quick kick. It's a line drive. And they're going to let it go. Boy, the Carroll people up here in the press box wanted number 2, Jordan Schemling, to pick up that ball, and he let it go.
Yeah, that was Blake Ely actually on that kick return.
Blake,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yep. No. Yeah, Blake Ely. Yeah, definitely some shouts from the Carroll coaches around us.
All right, so first down for Carroll. The ball is at their own 40-yard line. And you know what I did? I pulled off last year's roster off the internet. They haven't updated that on their website yet.
Oh yeah.
It's 2017, so we'll have to go with the program. My bad. Here's a pass. Miguel has got a man near the first down marker, and it is a first down for Carroll to the 49. Go ahead.
One of the Becker twins, or that was one of the Becker twins, that duo we talked about earlier. That was Jonathan Becker on that far side, picking up the first down for the Chargers.
And Miguel threw that pass with a lot of confidence.
Yep.
First down. This time the Chargers keep it on the ground, and a big gain out to the 35 to the 30. Look out. This could be a touchdown. It will be a touchdown. Give him 6 points. Cameron Shank to the house, the senior, from 49 yards out with 9:56 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, along with the Becker twins, Cam Shank was on that 4x100 state champion track team just a year ago. He gets an open field. He's definitely got some burst of speed there, get down the line.
Nice job by the left side of the line for Carroll, opening up a big hole there, and Shank to the house from 49 yards. Extra point attempt now by Trevor Horton. Kick is up, kick is good. Timeout of the field with 9:57 to go in the first quarter. The score is Carroll 7 and Northside nothing. So Carroll scoring on their opening possession of the night. That didn't take them very long, and boy, that's what they need after they got whacked last week by Snyder, a score in their opening possession.
Definitely feels good to get some pay dirt there. 2 plays, that's all it took the Chargers in that quick drive.
So north side, we talk about how Carroll needed that. North side obviously hoping for a better start than that. And they find themselves in an immediate 7-0 hole. Again, that was a 49-yard touchdown for Cameron Shank. Week number 3 of the high school football season. Hard to believe that we're going to be a third of the way through the season.
I'll tell you what, it feels a lot later with all this cold weather tonight, or colder weather for September 1st, definitely.
Some folks have the parkas out. Come on, it's not that cold. It's 65 degrees for crying out loud. What are you going to do when it's like 5 above? Trevor Horton ready to kick it away for Carroll. And here's the boot. And another nice kick down to about the 10-yard line. And up to the 20, the 25. Goes Hayden Jones, and he gets it up to about the 28-yard line. So north side here at Chambers Field, their home field, behind 7-0 with 9:47 to go in the opening quarter. Legends going 3 and out on their opening possession. Carroll scoring on their opening possession, going 60 yards in 2 plays. Cameron Shank, 49-yard touchdown for the Carroll Chargers. Chargers on top, 7-0. And now 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the left for the Legends. Ronald Collins III, the freshman, fires. Oh, he missed his man at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he had him open there, just overthrew that ball just a little bit.
R.J. Armstrong, who has had some good numbers in the first 2 weeks, 7 receptions for 80 yards. He's a 5'8", 157 junior, was the intended receiver. And it's now 2nd down and 10 for Northside at their own 27. 9:43 to go in the first quarter. Carroll leads Northside 7-0. Again, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 setback. Freshman Ronald Collins III so far this year, 20 of 45 for 171 yards in the air. And they'll keep it on the ground, and Collins is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. For a loss of 1, that'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for Northside at their own 26. Jarrell Griffin credited with the tackle there, number 17. He's a junior. So 3rd down and 11 for Northside at their own 26. Line the gain is just over the 37. Clock is moving, 9:13 to go in the opening quarter. Plenty of time on the play clock, down to 20 seconds. And now they'll go with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Collins hands it off, and a running play for Hayden Jones. He gets good yardage, but he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down at about the 32-yard line. We'll give him 6 yards in the play. So 4th down, and Northside will have to kick the ball away. 4th down and 6 of their own 32.
2nd 3 and out, start the game for the Legends here. They're looking to get something going, but that Carroll defense has held them tight.
Well, let's see if Blake Ely will field the punt this time.
Yeah.
It worked out for Carroll. They scored after just 2 plays. Here's another quick kick, and Ely runs after it, and he'll let it go again. That one was too far from him to allow Ely to pick it up, and a nice roll for the punter, Hayden Jones, that rolls dead at the Carroll 27-yard line. So 17, 27, 37. That's a 40-yard kick with no return for Hayden Jones. That flips the field position around a little bit. Carroll starts at their own 27, make that the 26 as they spot it down. 1st and 10 for the Chargers with 8:17 to go in the opening quarter. Carroll 7, Northside nothing. Jim Measle, Balin Height, Bob Johnston on the cameras tonight.
Let's see if Carroll attacks that left side of the line right away again here on their first play.
2 receivers on each side. It's a handoff to Justin Becker, number 10. He gets the corner. This time they try the right side. Ooh, look out. Runs into a guy over there in a red jacket. You got to stay alert if you're going to stand on the sidelines. Yeah. He must have played. Oh, he's one
Remember
of the
chain
guys.
gang, yeah.
He must have played football because it didn't hurt him. So that's an 8-yard pickup. 2nd down and 2 for Carroll. They go no huddle. 2nd and 2 from the 34. And they'll run it again with no success. Good job by the Northside defense stuffing up that play for a loss of 1. And this time Shank was dropped for a loss. He lost a yard, so that brings up 3rd and 3 for Carroll at their own 33. Line the gains to 36. Clock moving, 7:48 to go in the first quarter. 7-0. Favor the Carroll Chargers on a 49-yard touchdown by Cameron Shank.
Got the heavy set in here for Chargers, looking to pick up that short conversion.
Old-time football, and it didn't work. Shank is dropped for a loss, and a nice job by Northside defensively on those last 2 plays.
Yeah, Javon Taylor in on that tackle. He blew that play up right from the beginning. He saw where that was going. That'll push him back and force the Chargers to make a punt here.
He's a 5'9", 170 senior. And 4th down, and Carroll goes 3 and out, so that should lift the spirits of the Legends here. Yeah. Getting a 3 and out, that's what they needed. Coming down to 7 minutes to play in the opening quarter, 7-0. Favor Carroll over Northside. Here's the boot, and it's down to about the 41-yard line, and dropped at about the 43 will be Lockett. Lockett tried to get away, but one of the Carroll tacklers had him by the leg. Tranquil, they credit with the tackle. Nice pump by Trevor Horton. Nice and high to allow the special teams to get down there and cover. And we have a penalty flag down at the Carroll 42. That's our first penalty of the night. Let's check it out here. The Officials are still talking it over with 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Carroll 7, North Side nothing, in case you're just logging on. We had a 49-yard touchdown by Cameron Shank on Carroll's second play from scrimmage of the night. So 2 straight weeks, the games we've done, we've had teams announcing their presence with authority. We saw Homestead hit a 68-yarder last week on their first play from scrimmage. Boy, the quarterback for Homestead, Mr. Wilson's having a year, huh?
Yeah.
They call I'm sorry, they're Balin. They call a holding penalty on North Side, and that'll put them back at the 31. So there went some decent field position.
Yeah, that basically just takes away that return there. Puts them back about where the ball was spotted, or back where the ball was kicked.
Back to the 31-yard line. So first down for the Legends from that spot. And again, that's the first penalty of the night. Collins. And did he catch it? No, incomplete. Pass intended for R.J. Armstrong. And it's 2nd and 10 for North Side of their own 31-yard line, trying to get this offense on track. They've had 2 straight 3-and-outs. Wonderful facility, this Chambers Field. Lots of spectator room right in the middle of a neighborhood off of Parnell Avenue. 2nd down and 10 for North Side. The ball is at their own 31-yard line. 2 receivers on each side. 1 setback. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Collins hands it off, and nothing doing. Fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage is another freshman, Kenneth Ware. He's a 5'10", 165 freshman. Has carried the ball 15 times this year for 59 yards. He lost a yard on that play. So Northside faces 3rd and 11 from their own 30-yard line. Line the gain is the 41. Carroll's defense trying to get off the field on a 3-and-out for the 3rd straight time. Play clock is at 17 as the North Side offense looks to the sideline for the play. Trying to get something going here. Somewhat quiet right now here in the North Side part of the field. Under 5 in the play clock, low snap. And it's a handoff, and Ware is not going anywhere. He's dropped for a loss. Looked like a bit of a mess up on the handoff, and Ware was dropped for a 2-yard loss. That brings up 4th down, and Northside will have to punt the ball away again.
Yeah, definitely Collins there. Looked like he was just trying to get rid of the ball, shovel it off quick, and it almost got stripped there.
Yeah, almost a fumble. Almost disaster there for Northside. 4th and 13. Hayden Jones punting the ball for the 3rd time. And Ely back deep for the Carroll Chargers. Chargers should get good field position. Nearly blocked. Ely will try and make a play now. Ely to the far side. Oh, was that a clip? Apparently not. No flag. Boy, that looked awfully close.
Very close, very close.
And Ely returns the punt inside the North Side 35. Looks like they're going to put him down at the 33-yard line with 5:10 to go in the first quarter. Carroll leading 7-0.
So a good return by Ely there will bring the Chargers pretty close here with some good field position on the other Legend side of the ball.
Well, you know, we just saw the last few plays, special teams. Northside committing a penalty on their special teams that cost them field position, and then Ely with a nice punt return, setting up Carroll with a short field. First down for the Chargers. Play action fake, and they want it all, and it's dropped. Justin Becker on his hands. Great pass by Miguel, and Becker just he didn't catch it.
It looked like he got turned around there, maybe lost sight of the ball. He had it in his hands, and it just spun right out of it.
So 2nd and 10 for Carroll. Again, they go hurry up here at the North Side 33-yard line. Miguel in trouble, scrambling, looking, and he'll run it out of bounds on the far side. He got about a yard out of all that at the 32. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Carroll. Miguel had to ad-lib there. Could not find a man open. So this North Side defense, boy, they can get a stop here deep in their own territory. Down box now shows a third down. 3rd and 9 at the north side at 32. Line the gains to 23 with 4:57 to go in the first quarter. Miguel fires. That's going to be a short hop to his receiver. Incomplete. Had a man here on the near side, Leighton Mitchell, a freshman, number 19, but he short hopped it. 4th and 9, and Carroll's going to punt the ball away here.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating for the Chargers on that one. You had a touchdown in the end zone, dropped ball, and now it's 4th down.
Trevor Horton will punt the ball away and try and pooch this ball into the coffin corner. Jalen Lockett dropping back. He's inside the 10. Well, they almost had 12 men on the field there, did Northside. There's the pooch. He dug out the 9-iron, and boy, I wish I could hit a 9-iron like that. It's inside the 10 and down to the 8. So Horton did his job. He pins Northside inside their 10 at the 8-yard line. And we have 4:44 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 favor Carroll over Northside. Coach Dinan probably thinking, look, my defense is playing great. Let's get another 3 and out and get the ball back in decent field position instead of going for it on 4th and 9.
Yeah, defense is playing great, but also like we just talked about a second ago, special teams for the Chargers looking pretty good too to start the game.
Ball is at the 8 for Northside. 1st and 10. They go with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side. Collins. And he'll hand it off, and it's Hayden Jones looking for running room, and Jones is across the 10 to about the 11-yard line. Jones got 3 yards there. That gets him 15 yards on 3 carries tonight. Well, how about a shout out for the Northside Legends defense? The last 2 possessions for Carroll, 3 and out.
Yep.
2nd down and 7 now for Northside. The ball is at their own 11. And we have 4:15 to go in the opening quarter. Carroll 7, Northside nothing. 20 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the left. On 2nd and 7. Collins, option look, he'll keep it. Oh, nice move to the 15. Collins looking for the first down right at the stick. Stopped to the 18-yard line. It's going to be a long look for the officials. And apparently they're going to measure.
They're going to measure, yep.
That is so close at the 18-yard line. Right at the 18-yard line. Boy, that's, I guess they're going to bring the sticks in from the far side. And we'll measure here to see if Northside got their first down of the night. Clock is stopped with 3:49 to go in the first quarter. Carroll 7, Northside nothing. 49-yard touchdown for Cameron Schenk. The only score in this game so far. Quarterback Collins stopped right at the first down marker, so they're measuring here. And he got it. First down. There you go. Northside has a first down. First down for the Legends tonight.
That was close. I'll tell you what, looking through the computer right here, you could see really on how much of that ball was just past that the link, and it was close.
All right, first down for Northside at the 18 as they kind of get some breathing room after being backed inside the 10 to start this possession. Coming out of the shadow of their own goalpost. First down for the homestanding Northside Legends with 3:49 to go here in the first quarter. Collins, whistle, flags, and we're going to have a illegal procedure penalty called against Northside. That'll be their second penalty for 15 yards tonight.
And that'll take that first down away they just got.
Yeah, push it back to the 13-yard line and make it 1st and 15. All right, Collins will set up the shotgun here. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the left, 1 setback. That's number 15, Hayden Jones. Ronald Collins III, freshman quarterback. Where's number 3? Play action fake. He steps up and he'll run. And Collins across the line of scrimmage, across the 15 up to about the 16-yard line for a gain of 3. And that'll make it 2nd down and 12 for the Legends at their own 16-yard line. Looking around the neighborhood here to see if anybody's on their front porch watching the game. I see a couple of neighbors watching the game here. You know, some of these high school fields that are in neighborhoods, and it's like the neighbors say, hey, watch a free game. I don't have to pay. Collins on 2nd and 12. Throws, and there's a flag. Boy, 2 flags. I'll throw a flag. That R.J. Armstrong was manhandled. And that'll be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of infraction. Unlike in the pros, it's not a spot foul.
Nope.
And this will put the ball at the 32, and that's the first penalty of the game against Carroll. That'll be a first down for Northside, their second. Ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line. I beg your pardon. I was 1 yard off there on the line of scrimmage looking at the scoreboard. 31-yard line, first down for Northside at their own 31. So a couple of first downs here for the Legends on this possession. 3:04 to go in the opening quarter. Carroll 7, Northside nothing. Jim Measle here on SummitCitySports.com along with Baden Height and Bob Johnston tonight. 1st and 10 from the 31. Ronald Collins the third at quarterback. 2 receivers to the near side. They show a blitz here. Collins gets away and he finds Jones, and Jones has running room. Jones to the 45. Look at that block. Oh, what a block delivered there by Ethan Williams, number 2 at midfield. And Jones goes out of bounds in Carroll territory at the 47-yard line. That'll be a 22-yard gain and a first down for the Legends.
Yeah, big block there on the edge. He turned around, he's looking and knocked
Woo.
him down. Woo.
That's one of those knock the wind out of your kind of
Yep.
blocks. That was a big one delivered by number 2, Ethan Williams, and you could see it coming from up here in the press box.
Yeah.
Wham. First down from the 46. Collins gets away from one guy, gets away from 2 guys. He's still alive. And Collins all the way back at the 37. Now he is sacked, and that's going to be a big loss. And it's one of those great linebackers for Carroll there.
Yeah, that was Braxton Gropin guys were there on the tackle. He little help from the defensive line, pushing him back, and then Gropin guys got back there and pulled him down.
Well, that's a big loss back to the 38. Let's see, 12 and 4. That's 16 yards on that sack.
Big tackle for loss there.
Yeah, 2nd and forever now for Northside. 2nd and 26 with 2:18 to go in the first quarter. Carroll, they got a couple of outstanding linebackers. We mentioned the guy who just made the tackle, and Tranquil, he's pretty good. And there's a completion, and they get back to the original line of scrimmage as Armstrong made the catch. So they got the yardage back. It'll be 3rd down and 10. First catch of the night for Armstrong. Line the gain is the 36 of Carroll. Down to 1:45 to go in the opening quarter, and now the officials stop the clock. Apparently some equipment issues here. Ball is actually spotted down at the Carroll 47. Line the gain is the 36, so we'll call a 3rd down and 11 for the Legends. Carroll on top, 7-0. But this has been the Legends' best possession of the night so far. They have moved the ball from their own 8 down to the Carroll 47 on 3rd and 11. Here's a pass off the hands and intercepted by Ely at the 40-yard line. Blake Ely with the pick.
Yeah, that ball got popped up and dropped right in his hands. A little present for him.
Merry Christmas.
Indeed.
So first down for Carroll at their own 40. Of course, you know that guy that Will Ferrell played in the movies, the elf, is getting excited because the calendar just turned to September. Christmas is just 3 pages away. Let's not talk about Christmas yet, all right?
Not yet.
1st and 10. And here's a pass that missed connections. Is that a lateral? Boy, the ball went out of bounds on the far side. Now the official here on the near side says incomplete pass, but that was awfully close to being a lateral.
It was. The official on the far side was letting it go a little bit, and then they blew it dead. But, yeah, definitely got to be careful there.
And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Carroll following the Blake Ely interception. 5'10", 150 senior with the pick. 2nd and 10 for Carroll at their own 40. Clock is stopped with 1:21 to go here in the first quarter. Carroll on top of Northside, 7-0. And McGuell Throws, and it's caught by Justin Becker. A somewhat awkward-looking pass, but it works for the Chargers. And they pick up 8 yards in the play. To their own 48, it'll be 3rd down and 2. So we got, again, Justin Becker wearing number 10. His twin Jonathan wears number 15. 3rd down and 2 for Carroll, their own 48. 1:13 to go in the first quarter.
Here comes this heavy set again for the Chargers.
And heavy set indeed. That's just old-fashioned football right there. That's how they used to play it in the 60s. And that's a 1st down for the Chargers.
Yeah. It's number 33 for the Chargers, Austin Lineback. They like to bring him in on those short yardage situations and kind of run him through the line. You'll see that on the goal line if the Chargers get into the goal or get towards the goal line later in the night.
3rd first down now for Carroll. The ball just in the north side territory. Miguel, yeah, he'll run, and he's out of bounds from the far side. Ooh, that was close to a late hit over there. Yeah. That stops the clock with 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. Miguel picking up, it looks like about 6 yards to the 44 of Northside. So 2nd down and 4 upcoming for Carroll. The ball's at the north side 44-yard line. 7-0 favor the Chargers. Again, they go no huddle. Jack Miguel, the quarterback, 6'1", 185 senior. He wears number 1. He fakes the handoff. He keeps the ball and has running room. He's at a 35 to 30, and he gets knocked out of bounds from the far side and pays a big price. And a flag comes in. A little extracurricular activity after the play. Miguel knocked out of bounds to the 27 after a gain of 19, and it looks like there'll be more yardage tacked on. That's the 4th first down for Carroll. Let's see who this penalty on. Carroll's moving back.
I think it's going to be on Carroll.
Flag came after the play. That's a personal foul against Northside. Carroll was moving back. The Chargers thought it was on them, but the penalty is against Northside. And this will move the ball inside the 15 down to the 12. That'll be the 3rd penalty against Northside for 30 yards as one of the legend players losing his poise there and costing his team. Ball is at the 12. 1st and 10 for Carroll, leading 7-0, looking to open up some space here late in the first quarter. And Miguel fires, caught by Shank. Shank gets a block to the 10, and he's going to be brought down at the 5 after a gain of 7. And that might be the last play of the first quarter. Clock is down to 12 seconds. I don't think they'll have enough time to get a playoff here. And Carroll's in no hurry. They're just going to let the time expire to end the first quarter. We'll hike it down to the other end of the field. Run, boys! After 1 quarter, it's Carroll 7, Northside nothing. Second quarter action coming up here on SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie. Just like the morning, your smile brings the sunshine.
The Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Welcome back to Chambers Field, everybody. As we get ready for the second quarter, we got some out-of-town scores. We'll get them after this play. As they go to the full house backfield here, Carroll looking for the end zone. They're at the north side 5 as we start the second stanza. 2nd and goal, and they'll run it. Lineback, I do believe, off the right side. He's close to a first down, right at the sticks. All right, check that. That was Lockett making the tackle. And it's first and goal at the 2. And they're going to go no huddle on us here. Balin, so hold on to those scores. Here's a quarterback sneak by Miguel. He stopped short of the goal line at the 1. All right, how about those scores?
All right, so we got Wayne Northrop. Wayne leads 7-0 at the end of the first. Snyder's going to be up 14-0 over Concordia. 8:32 left in the second quarter there.
Okay, hold on. We got a play coming here. Ball's at the 1, second down and goal. They'll run it, the heavy package, and give that man 6 points. Touchdown. As number 33, Austin Lineback, the senior, bangs it in from a yard out.
Yeah, the defensive lineman, I was talking about him earlier, they like to bring him in on those short yard situations, and there they brought him in on the goal line. Tried the QB sneak, tried it with Shank, and ended up pounding it in with Lineback.
With a name like Lineback, you wonder why he's not a linebacker, but he plays on the defensive line for Carroll. Now the extra point attempt with 11:08 to go in the half. Kick is up, and the kick is good for Trevor Horton. We have a timeout of the field, 11:08 to go in the first half. New score on the board, Carroll 14 and Northside nothing. And how about the rest of the out-of-town scores you got?
All right, so we got Homestead and Lures. Homestead's up 7-3 over the over the Knights, and then that'll do it. Just those 3 games right now.
Very interesting game tonight between Lures and Homestead.
Definitely the game of the week, in my opinion. You got a lot of storylines there with Jordan Presley returning back to Homestead after he had 2 seasons where he broke rushing records and done pretty well for himself with the Knights this year so far. So very interesting matchup.
This just in, Mr. Presley's good.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Doesn't matter what color he's wearing.
And I bet he's like running on that PAT again over there at Homestead.
Yep.
14-0, Carroll over Northside with 11:08 to go in the opening half. And Trevor Horton ready to kick it off for the Chargers. Carroll now defending to go to our left here in the second quarter. End over end. And it's down to about the 16-yard line. That's Hayden Jones. Jones is going to be brought down at about the 21. Nice coverage by the Carroll Chargers. And Northside will set up shop, looks like at their own 21-yard line. Down 14-0 with 10:59 to go in the first half. Both teams looking for their first victories of the season. Both teams 0-2, and been a tough start for both teams. Carroll losing to Lures and Snyder. Northside, again, it's a young team this year. They got a freshman at quarterback, a lot of underclassmen on the roster. So they're going to have first-year head coach as well, so they're going to be going through some growing pains this year. 3 receivers on the right, 1 to the near side. Low snap, Collins looking for running room. He's got some. And look at the freshman go. He's close to a first down, and they may give it to him, judging by that one spot.
Looks like he was a little shaken up there, though, on the play. His teammates got him stood up real quick, but still looks like he's feeling a little pain from that last hit.
Yeah, he took a pretty good shot to the shoulder. He's holding his right arm down. He's about a half yard short of the first down. So spot the ball just short of the 30. Hopefully young Collins is okay. He took quite a pop there.
He did.
Second and about a foot. They'll keep it on the ground, and they're not going to get the first down. Kenneth Ware is brought down behind the line of scrimmage at the 28-yard line and shoved back by the white shirts. Gropengeiser. Gropengeiser is how you spell that young man's name. That's
quite a last name.
Good thing they don't put the names in the back of the uniforms at Carroll. It'd take forever to put that name on there. 3rd down and 2 at the 28-yard line for Northside. 9:44 to go until halftime. 14-0 Chargers. Quick pass to the near side. It's caught. That's Cornelius Winston. And Winston, did he get the first down? Boy, he was put down right there at the marker. The chain crew thinks he's got it. And now the officials say First down. That's the fourth first down for the Legends. First catch of the night for Winston. First down for Northside of their own 30. Carroll on top, 14-0. 9:35 to go until halftime. And they'll run it. Ware off the right side, gets away from one tackler and gets it out to about the 33-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards. And there's Gropengeiser again with the tackle. He had 12 tackles, 2 for loss entering this ball game. Jack Twankrell, the other outstanding linebacker for Carroll, had 19 tackles in the first 2 games, 1 tackle for loss, or TFL on the stat sheet. Second down and 7 for Northside at their 33. Here's Winston. Oh, he can't bring it in. Incomplete pass. Well, now they blow it down. Boy, they're going after the ball like it was a fumble, but he never had possession.
Yeah, definitely the right move there. You want to go after it no matter what until you hear that whistle blown, but they did blow it dead.
So with 8:57 to go until halftime, Carroll leading Northside 14-0. And the Legends face 3rd and 7 at their own 33. Line the gain is the 40. Cloudy night here in Fort Wayne. Game time temperature in the mid-60s. Expected to get down to around 60 by the end of the game. And it's on the cool side definitely for the 3rd week of the season. But we like it. Collins throws. And incomplete. No flag. Wow. Franklin, the attendant receiver, he and Tranquil hooked up.
Yeah,
Boy,
definitely. I thought I saw an arm go there from Tranquil, but referees decided to let it go. So
they're letting him play on that second time. We've seen a lot of contact, and we got a Northside coach down here who's pretty unhappy with one of the officials.
You can definitely tell from 2 0-2 teams are very frustrated. It's been a physical game so far.
4th and 7 for the Legends with 8:49 to go in the first half. They will have to punt the ball away. Hayden Jones does not stand too far away from the line of scrimmage, and it's blocked. It is blocked, and look out. It's picked up at the 25-yard line, inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line for Carroll. Returning that block punt was Bryce Pelkington after Reed Diller got the block. And it's first down for Carroll at the 5.
You know, the Chargers have gotten close in the last couple Legends punt attempts. You really thought they were getting closer, and you were talking about Jones doesn't stand that far back away from those line, and that might have costed him there.
So Carroll now looking to open up some more space here with 8:41 to go. They got a great chance, leading 14-0, 8:41 to go until halftime. First and goal at the 5. Jack Miguel, the quarterback, fakes the handoff, keeps it. He's in trouble, and down he goes. At the 9-yard line, ball came out, but they say he was down. And a nice defensive play there by Jalen Harris, the sophomore linebacker, number 21. He had 7 tackles against Dwenger last week. Loss of 4. Second and goal from the 9. 2 receivers on each side, 1 setback. 8:10 to go until halftime. Miguel, timing pattern. Give him 6 points. Beautiful pass to Jonathan Becker. Touchdown, Carroll Chargers. And that's Miguel's second touchdown pass of the season. That one from 9 yards out.
Good job, Jonathan Becker there, number 15, getting his feet inbounds in that back of the end zone there. He was looking down for sure, making sure he was still in. Hauled in the catch for the touchdown.
So the point after upcoming now, as Horton will try and make it 21-0 with 8:04 to go in the first half. Spotted, booted in that direction, and the kick is good. So with 8:04 to go in the first half, the Carroll Chargers lead the Northside Legends 21-0.
Another score update coming out of the Bishop Dwenger and Southside game. Dwenger leads Southside 21-0 at the end of the first half. So that one's getting away from the Archers there early. The first quarter, excuse me.
21-0 here. Carroll over Northside. Their touchdowns, a 49-yard scamper by Cameron Shank on the second play from scrimmage of the night. Austin Lineback banged one in from a yard out, then following a block punt. Second play following a block punt. Jack Miguel threw a 9-yard touchdown pass to Jonathan Becker. Place kicker Trevor Horton is 3 of 3 on the PATs. 21-0 Carroll over Northside with 8:04 to go until halftime. We're at Chambers Field tonight here at SummitCitySports.com. Glad you're with us. Week number 3 of the high school football season in the Summit Athletic Conference. This is the place to be to follow your favorite team in the SAC. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be taken at the 16-yard line up to the 20, the 25, and down to the 27-yard line. That's where Northside will start as the kick was returned by Jalen Lockett. Tackle was credited to Colin Beats. Reese Will also in on that tackle. So first down for Northside. They'll spot the ball at the 28-yard line. Carroll leading 21-0. 7:56 to go in the first half, and the Northside band below us, we'll hear from them at halftime. They're starting to get organized for halftime. Collins throws behind his receiver, incomplete. Intended for Winston. That'll bring up second down. Collins now 3 of 9 in the air for 41 yards. Miguel is 3 of 6 for 26 yards unofficially. Ball is at the 28 of Northside, 2nd and 10 for the Legends. They trail 21-0. Three receivers to the right, one to the near side. Collins hands it off. And no place to go for Hayden Jones. Nice job by the Carroll defense. Jones stopped for no gain.
And Jack Tranquil in there early for the Chargers, stopping that play and got some help there.
Ray Vollmer, number 23, wrapped him up. So no gain in the play. Northside unofficially with 15 yards in the ground so far tonight. 41 in the air. Third down and 10 for Northside at their own 28. Line the gains to 38. Clock moving, 7:12 to go in the opening half. 21-0 favor Carroll. Three receivers to the right, one to the near side. On 3rd and 10, Ronald Collins the third. Play action fake. He throws, and some contact. And I guess they determined that ball was uncatchable. And that brings up 4th down.
Yeah, Collins had to get that ball off quick out there. Had some Chargers rushing him down.
And that's a good no call because that ball landed a good 10 yards beyond the receiver and definitely uncatchable. So 4th down and 10 for Northside at their own 27, and they had to kick the ball away. Hayden Jones had a punt blocked on his last attempt.
Looks like the Legends are going to try to go for it here.
Back deep is Ely to receive. Low snap. Oh, that's going to be a low kick as well. It's going to skip out of bounds on the north side of the field at the 47-yard line of the Legends. So a short field for Carroll. They're already on top, 21-0 with 6:54 to go until halftime. So Carroll's got it going right now. They're up by 3 scores, 21-0, and they go back on offense. 1st and 10 for the north side, 46-yard line. Jack Miguel leading the Chargers out onto the field. One step back, 2 receivers on each side. Man in motion from the near side, that's Vogt. Penalty flag comes in on the snap. And is that going to be a false start on Carroll? Illegal procedure? Yes, it is. Second penalty against Carroll for 20 yards. That puts the ball back into Charger territory now. And it'll be 1st and 15 for Carroll at their own 49. Down box scores shows 2, but that's not right. Now they got it corrected. 1st and 15 at the 49 for the Chargers. They'll run it. And there goes Cameron Shank, and he has stopped after only a 1-yard gain. It's only a gain of 1 for Shank. 46 yards for him on 4 carries tonight. On 2nd and 14, there's a bomb down the far side. It's caught at the 20-yard line by Justin Becker. And that'll be a pickup of nearly 30 yards. Carroll's in business once again.
Good throw by Miguel there, and man, Becker just off to the races. He got some speed.
First down, number 6 for Carroll. And Miguel has thrown a couple of nice balls here in the second quarter. He's dropped a couple of balls right in the bucket. On first down, they'll run it. Across the 20 up to about the 16-yard line goes Shank. And with my golf game, that's a rather appropriate name there. Shank picking up 4 there. Finally found a player that describes my golf game. 2nd and 6 from the 16 for Carroll. 5:34 to go until halftime. 21-0 favor the Chargers. They're going for more. They're in the red zone. Miguel throws, and he missed connections there with Leighton Mitchell. Pass went behind him. That brings up 3rd down and 6. 3rd and 6 now for Carroll. The ball is at the north side 16 with 5:28 to go until halftime. Line the gain is to 10. They'll send 3 guys to the near side, 1 to the left, 1 setback. That's Shank, number 24. High snap, Miguel rolling, throwing, got a man, and it's going to be a first down at the 9. Jalen Lockett made the tackle, number 7, but number 10, Justin Becker, got enough of a lean and got the first down inside the 10. Ball is right at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he dug his way in there, got the leverage, and got down for the first down.
7 first downs unofficially now for Carroll, and it's 1st and goal inside the 10. 5:19 to go in the first half. And it's a fake handoff. Miguel, touchdown, give him 6 points. Jack Miguel to the house from 10 yards. And it's now 27-0, favor Carroll with the point pending. So Miguel has run for a touchdown. He also has a touchdown pass tonight. That 10-yard score comes with 5:14 to go in the first half. And Trevor Horton is on to try the extra point. Gavin Volt will be holding. Ball is spotted, booted, and Horton is 4 for 4. New score on the board with 5:14 to go in the first half. It's Carroll 28 and North Side nothing. And once again, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Sports Center Incorporated is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated, located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Here's the kickoff by Horton. And Lockett takes it at the 10. Jalen Lockett to the 20, to the 25, has a seam to the 35. Lockett still on his feet to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, still going to the 25, all the way down to the Carroll 23-yard line.
There are some flags down about the 44-yard line. We'll see what the call is here.
2 flags down at the 44. So a great kickoff return there by Jalen Lockett. And it's going to be a hold against Northside, and they'll mark it off in the spot of infraction. And if the flags are correct, it'll be marked off from the north side 44, which will put the ball back at the Legends 29-yard line. So a great kickoff return by Jalen Lockett is wiped out on the holding penalty. That's too bad.
Yep. Great return there.
That'll be 4 penalties against Northside for 45 yards. Carroll leads 28-0. 4:54 to go until halftime. First and 10 for Northside. They'll put the ball back at their own 34-yard line. So that was just a 10-yard mark off. First down for the Legends at their own 34. Carroll on top of Northside, 28-0. Sun peeking through the clouds here as it sets in the west. Cloudy evening here in Fort Wayne. Game time temperature about 65 degrees. And they'll run it. Running room off the right side. Up to about the 38-yard line. Hayden Jones, the ball carrier. Jones picking up 4 in that play. That brings up second down and 6 for the Northside Legends. At their own 38-yard line, we'll have the Northside Band at halftime here on SummitCitySports.com. We always like to show the bands at halftime. We don't cut away and go to a feature like other places where you watch football. We show you the bands. And a fumble. Collins in trouble. Picked up again. I think one of his linemen picked up that fumble, and he's going to be brought down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like it was a low snap to begin with. He tried picking it up, and then he ended up dropping it on when he got hit by contact there. And I think Hayden Jones, number 15, picked that one up for the Legends.
They lost yardage on that play back to the 30, and that brings up 3rd and 14 now for the Legends. 3rd down and 14. Line the game's to 44. Ball's at the north side at 30-yard line. Clock is rolling. 3:42 to go until halftime. Carroll up 28-0. Northside looking for something good to happen here. And they'll run it off the left side. Jones with some room, but he's brought down at the 37-yard line, well short of the first down.
A great play there by Hudson Walker out on the edge, coming in and breaking down that tackle. Stopping him before he get to the first down marker.
6 carries for Jones for 26 yards tonight. 4th down and 7, and Hayden Jones will be in punt formation. Blake Ely back deep for Carroll. Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts left. We come down to 3 minutes to play. Carroll a little bit mixed up defensively right now. They're anticipating perhaps a fake as Ely now comes up in coverage. They may be going for it here. Looks, yeah, no punt. They're going to go for it, and movement on the line. And I think Carroll jumped off its side. This will be a 5-yard penalty against the Chargers. That'll be their 3rd penalty for 25 yards tonight. Spot the ball at the 42. And it's 4th and 2 now for the Legends with 2:48 to go until halftime.
Created all that confusion, ended up working out for him, moving 5 yards up.
They'll go for it now. 4th and 2 from the 42. Collins with 15 on the play clock. Looks over towards the north side bench. Gets the signal. Carroll leading 28-0. Ronald Collins the 3rd. Freshman quarterback.
Play clock's running down.
Play clock's at 0. Oh, and here comes the flag.
Oh.
Or did they get the timeout? They did.
Yeah.
Just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, boy. So, 2:48 to go until halftime. That leaves Northside with 2 timeouts for the rest of the half. Carroll will get the ball to start the second half. And the Chargers in command right now, leading 28-0 over the Northside Legends.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the pregame. You know, both these teams 0-2, looking for some confidence here coming in. And definitely the Chargers coming out early, 28-0 here. Still some football to play, though.
Unofficially, for Carroll, Shank has 50 yards on 5 carries. Of course, he got 49 on 1 play. That was that touchdown on the second play from scrimmage for the Chargers. Miguel has 23 yards on 5 carries. So unofficially, we've got Carroll with about 90 yards in the ground and 62 in the air. We got Northside with 21 yards in the ground and 41 through the air. Out of the timeout, the Legends will be facing 4th and 2 from their own 42-yard line. 2:48 to go until halftime. Carroll 28, Northside nothing. We'll see if Northside tries to draw them off side with another hard count here. Carroll defensive line, they got to hold their water here. Don't jump off side again. Boy, they're cooking. It smells like they're cooking some great burgers down there. I'm getting really hungry. Oh, flag comes in before the snap. They lined up offside. You believe that?
Wow.
Mercy. First down, north side on back-to-back penalties by the Charger defense. Whoa, Doug Dynan will have something to yell about at halftime. Yep, somebody will get their toast burned on that one. I'll tell you, I guarantee you that.
Yeah, it looked like the crown of the helmet.
It's going to be Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin in that locker room at halftime, I'll tell you that. First down for Northside at their own 47. And that'll be the 5th first down for the Legends tonight. They'll keep it on the ground. Looking for running room is Jones, and he's brought down after a 1-yard gain at the 48-yard line. Jack Tranquil making the tackle, number 3 for Carroll.
Sorry.
Second down and 9 for the Legends at their own 48. They have 2 timeouts left. Clock is down to 2:25 remaining until halftime. Carroll 28, Northside nothing. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side, 1 setback. Ronald Collins III has gone all the way at quarterback tonight for the Legends. They'll run it again, and Jones is brought down for a loss. And there's that man again, Mr. Alphabet Soup himself.
Braxton Grove, guys, are number 6 for the Chargers. Breaking that one up again.
That's his nickname, Alphabet Soup.
Alphabet Soup.
You guys from Carroll, tell him that. Third down and 12 for the Northside Legends. The ball just shy of their own 45. Line the gain is the Carroll 43. And the clock is moving. We're down to 1:35. Legends have 2 timeouts left. Play clock is at 15. And a mix-up there on the snap. Collins still with it. And Collins is brought down to the 49-yard line, and he'll get 5 yards from that play. Carroll's going to call a timeout here, and that stops the clock. Supposedly, I thought I saw the signal. Now they stop the clock with 1:26 to go. We'll see if they readjust the clock here. Both teams now with 2 timeouts remaining. And it'll be 4th down and 8 for Northside at their own 49-yard line when play resumes. We're checking to see if we got any updates out of town. And
Snyder and Concordia, 14-7. Cadets hanging in there with the Panthers here. That's going to be at halftime. We've got looks like Wayne retook the lead after Northrop came out and scored 2 straight touchdowns, making it 14-10, but now it's 17-10. And still that Homestead Lures game, 10-3 now on a field goal for the Spartans. So Spartans up 10-3 in that one.
10-3, favor Homestead. They're looking to go to 3-0. And they'll be in the race. You figure Snyder's going to be there. Again, we got 4 teams at 2-0. Dwenger, Lures, Snyder, and Homestead. And the way things are shaping up, the annual grudge match between Dwenger and Lourdes may have conference implications when they hook up in a few weeks. We'll see. 4th and 8 for Northside at their own 49. They're in punt formation with 1:26 to go until halftime. Carroll on top 28-0, and they'll get 1 more possession before halftime. Ely drops back deep for the Carroll Chargers. And a flag. Goodness gracious sakes. Illegal procedure against Northside.
Sloppy first half
Yeah,
of the
it
penalty
is.
column.
Just a lot of silly stuff going on right now. Loss of 5 yards in that penalty. 5th penalty against Northside for 45 yards. Now 4th and 13. Football's a tough enough game as it is, so you keep shooting yourself in the foot like this. That doesn't make things easy.
No, it does not.
Another flag. As Mr. Lombardi said a few years ago, what the heck is going on out here?
This one looks like it's on the Chargers.
It is, offside.
So that'll just erase that last penalty before it.
It's like those cartoon characters. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I insist. Thank you. No, I insist. Thank you.
Yeah. They're hitting each other, back and forth.
All right.
Try it again.
Let's try it again. Maybe the third time will be the charm. Here's the punt by Jones. Line drive. Ely lets it go. Has to pick it up back at his 10. And he's looking for a block. Flag comes in, and Carroll's going to be starting way back, assuming that's a hold or a clip, and we got 2 flags down. Boy, is this a mess.
3 straight plays. Flags flying in. At least we got the punt off, though, right?
Yeah, the officials may have to ice down their arms at halftime. They've been throwing the flags so much here. Well, they'll talk it over. That stops the clock with 1:14 to go until halftime. Carroll 28, North Side nothing. We got 1 flag at the 16, another flag at the 12. Carroll is being called for a holding, and this will really back them up. I can't tell you where the holding infraction took place. Looks like they're going to mark it off in the 16, so that's going to be putting the ball inside the 10 and still throwing it around here and still waiting for them to spot it. And it looks like that's going to be inside the 10. Now it's back to the 11. He's putting it down at the 11. He put it down about 3 different places there.
Yeah. Tough spot for the Chargers here. They took that timeout looking for some offense to end the half, but penalties push you back.
We've had 11 penalties between the 2 teams during this first half. 6 against Carroll, 5 against Northside. On first down, Miguel will have to keep it, and he gets across the 10 out to about the 13-yard line. Carroll will get the ball to start the second half, so they may just let this final minute run off and start fresh in the second half. They lead 28-0, and they're controlling the football game, so really there's no need to do anything foolish down here, deep in their own territory. On 2nd and 8, and just as I say that, they pass it. Shows you how much I know. Guess what? We got a flag.
Yeah, I thought that was a flag. I couldn't tell if that was a towel or a flag getting thrown in there, but yep.
Gavin Volt made the catch, but this may be coming back. Wow. There's going to be a lot of yelling in the 2 locker rooms at halftime over these penalties. Hold.
On the Chargers. That'll push them even farther back.
Well, there hasn't been this much holding since the senior prom. Put it back to the 8-yard line. Puts the ball back at the 8. That's 7 penalties now against Carroll for 45 yards. And it's 2nd and 13 at the 8. Clock is moving now. Miguel rolling, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds inside the 5. Clock is stopped with 33 seconds. He went out of bounds to stop the clock. Northside, well, now they may be thinking, hey, if we can get a stop here, get a timeout, maybe we can get a punt block.
Yeah, you had a feeling it score being 28-0. Chargers would roll into the half with some momentum here, but Legend's going to look for a chance to take some.
33 seconds. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. 28-0 favor Carroll. Ball is back at the Charger 5. They face 3rd and 16. Line the gain is the 21. And, wow, another flag comes in. You believe this? And that'll be 5 yards against Northside encroachment.
Back and forth.
Back and forth. You're right. It's like a tennis match right now. That's 6 penalties for 50 yards against the Legends. 3rd and 11 for Carroll at their own 10-yard line. I can't recall a sequence of plays in which we've had so many penalties. Still 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll run it out to the 12-yard line. A pickup of 2 yards will make it 4th down. Shank got a couple, and now Northside will stop the clock with 27 seconds. And they're going to go for a punt block here.
Yeah, up until that last play there by the Chargers, I think 4 or 5 of the last plays were all had penalties involved, so interesting.
7 penalties against Carroll, 45 yards. 6 penalties against Northside for 50 yards, and we're not to halftime yet. 27 seconds to go. Carroll leading 28-0. It'll be Charger ball at their own 12 when play resumes. 4th and 9. And Northside, with one timeout left, will be going for the punt block.
Get a quick score update here. Spartans really opened it up against the Knights. 24-3 right now with, looks like 10 seconds left in the half there. That was a couple minutes ago, so I'd guess it's halftime by now. Yep, 24-3. Spartans up over the Knights at halftime, so interesting. Close.
Homestead's defense has had 3 pick sixes. I don't know if they've had any tonight, but may I say the much maligned Homestead defense?
I saw a stat. It was 4 interceptions for the Spartans.
4, okay.
4 of them, yep. I don't think any were returned, unless that last couple points were.
4 tonight, okay.
4 tonight, yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, alone, yep.
Mercy. All right, ready for the punt. Here comes Northside after it. They don't get there. It's a high, short punt, and it bounces at the 35, and Northside will have the ball with 19 seconds to go at the Carroll 34-yard line. One timeout, so Northside has a chance to get some points before halftime, as Carroll was unable to run out the clock to end the first half.
You know, you're down 28-0 here. Why not take a shot, you know?
Might as well.
Might as well. 19 seconds left. Can't really hurt you that much.
We'll see what they do here. Collins has thrown the ball 10 times, completed 3 for 41 yards. 19 seconds remaining until halftime. One timeout left for Northside. Carroll's on top, 28-0. Play clock's at 16. On first down from the Carroll 34. And Collins in trouble. Down he goes, back at the 40-yard line. Looked like a busted play right there and a loss of 6.
Looked like some more miscommunication there in the backfield. Collins looked like he got bumped by Jones in the play there off the snap, so that's messed that play up, and the Chargers blew it up.
Well, it looked like they're going to let the clock run out, but Northside decided to call a timeout with 1 second to go.
So here comes that shot I was talking about.
Yep.
It would appear.
1 second, 1 shot here. 28-0. And Coach Mike Brevard in his first year here at Northside calling that timeout with 1 second to go.
Yeah, Coach Brevard, former St. Francis Cougar, talked to him at Media Day. Really just trying to build the culture here at Northside in his first year. Not really worried about the wins and loss column, just try to build some momentum and get these guys on the right path.
Well, again, there's so many underclassmen on this team. It's going to take a year or two.
Most definitely, yep.
Yeah, the folks here at Northside are just going to have to be patient. They had a great program a few years ago. What was it, 4 years ago they beat Snyder?
I want to say, yeah, 4.
And
we've seen some flashes by the younger guys. Talk about that youth on this team, but yeah, patience indeed.
Well, you know, Ware is a freshman, Collins is a freshman, R.J. Armstrong is a junior, Franklin's a sophomore. Here we go, last play of the first half, barring penalty. Collins throws it up for grabs, and it'll be intercepted by Ely at the 15-yard line. Look out now. Ely to the 30, Ely to the 40. He's got some blockers. Ely knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line, and a flag comes in. A flag comes in.
Just when you thought you wouldn't see another one. With no time on the clock.
There's no time on the clock. Northside's heading to the locker room. If that penalty is against Northside, Carroll will get one untimed down here.
They pointed towards the Chargers side of the ball there. We're going to see, though, Northside's heading to the locker room. So
halftime.
Halftime, yep.
The penalty was against Carroll, and this first half is mercifully over. My goodness, it took a while. That last 2 minutes was like going to the dentist. But we have reached halftime here at Chambers Field. Your score, the Carroll Chargers 28 and the Northside Legends nothing. Halftime activities coming up in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
While the expansion of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse is enhancing the experience for athletes around the area, Parkview Sports Medicine is doing the same inside of the expansion, introducing the brand new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic, providing immediate access to the entire PSM team for athletes all around the region.
We have this team that we can take care of them from the moment they come in, present with their injury, take them all the way through to the point where they're ready to be back to the performance level that they came in pre-injury. We can provide just about anything that any of your walk-in clinics provide, but we definitely focus on musculoskeletal issues.
The Ortho Express Clinic meets athletes where they're at and when they're playing. The entire PSM team will be at an athlete's fingertips. Additionally, the clinic houses the region's only DEXA body composition assessment and a sports dietitian who can work with athletes on their dietary needs.
Some athletes, it might be a difference in their starting position. You know, they might see a number and say, wow, you know, I had no idea that was my body composition. How can I change this? And sometimes just seeing numbers is more motivating than just talking about, you know, maybe their calorie amount that they're taking in.
The advantage to having an Ortho Express clinic is the diversity of the hours. So people who have non-traditional work schedules should be able to get in. I think having athlete access on the athletic trainer side in the trenches, so to speak, and having them be able to get a hold of us or maybe send us a note and saying, hey, this patient's coming in, this is what I'm worried about, and gives us a heads up.
Whether it's the use of treatment tables, the radiology room, cold whirlpool tank, or the traditional exam room, the Ortho Express Clinic gives patients a seamless experience all under one roof.
This is the type of facility you see in professional and high-level Division I athletics where you have everything right in one place. So if an athlete gets hurt playing basketball or volleyball on the other side, within the same facility they can get their physical therapy or an x-ray if needed just to rule out a fracture. That's stuff you hear about in the NFL, stuff you hear about at high-level colleges where kids just went downstairs and got an x-ray at halftime. We can actually do that in-house now. So it makes us kind of a state-of-the-art, unique facility.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie. Just like the morning, your smile brings the sunshine.
The Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Welcome you back in here at halftime, SummitCitySports.com. Carroll Chargers lead the Legends 28-0. But first, we're going to leave you with the sound of the Northside Legends Band.
Back, everybody, to Chambers Field at Northside High School on this Friday night, third week of the high school football season for 2017. Jim Measle here along with Balin Height and Bob Johnston, 28-0. Carroll with the lead over Northside as Carroll looks to hold on to this lead and go on to their first victory of the season. And we've mentioned, Balin, about this young Northside team, this young Northside program. Coach Mike Brevard telling Northeast Indiana Game Night that we have to take it one quarter at a time and continue to coach up the little things. We have played tight first quarters these past 2 weeks against great programs who understand how to play 48 minutes of football, and we'll take advantage of any mistakes we make. It is all a learning experience, and we just have to continue to get better each week.
Talk about those mistakes, trying to build off those. You know, all those penalties they had in that first half, really maybe a teaching moment there in the locker room going out of half.
Yeah, taking a look at the first half numbers, as we're about a couple minutes away from the kickoff to start the second half. Carroll had 7 first downs. Northside had 5. Yards rushing, 87 for the Chargers, 18 for the Legends. Passing yards, 62 for Carroll, 41 for North. So total yards, 151 for Carroll, 59 for the Legends. Legends turned the ball over twice on interceptions. Penalties, and there were a bunch of them, 13 between the two teams. 7 against Carroll for 45 yards, 6 against Northside for 50 yards. So hopefully the two teams will clean up that area in the second half. We've had a really nice sunset here at halftime. Hopefully you enjoyed the performance by the Northside High School Marching Band. And the scoring plays, Jack Miguel has a 9-yard pass to Jonathan Becker. He's also scored from 10 yards out. And Austin Lineback has a 1-yard touchdown. Cameron Shank a 49-yard touchdown as well. Actually, Miguel has 2 touchdown passes. I can't read my own notes anymore.
He ran that one in too.
Right. So he's got, that's right, he did. I wrote down pass instead of run. Now,
yeah.
Why would I do that?
Yeah,
okay.
A little 1-yard quick out.
You're right. So he has a touchdown pass and a touchdown scamper, does the Carroll Charger quarterback. 28-0, Carroll over Northside, and you got some out-of-town scores there?
I got one for us here. Wayne and Northrop are in midway through the third quarter, 7:46 left, and touchdown for the Generals there, 24-14 up over the Bruins. So that's one to keep an eye on there, definitely.
And Homestead, last we heard, they were opening up some space against Lours.
Yes, 24-3. They scored, I want to say, it was a passing touchdown for sure with, I want to say, around 10 seconds left in that half. So that's a little momentum there for them coming into the half.
Well, that Homestead defense has been maligned at times, but they're getting the job done tonight, it sounds like.
Yeah, 4 interceptions for the Spartans in this first half, so huge number there.
Now, if Lours should go on and lose, they'll drop to 2-1 in the conference. And looking ahead to next week, a rather delicious matchup next week with Dwenger and Homestead. That game will be hosted by Dwenger.
Speaking of the Saints, last I heard they were up 42-0 over the Archers.
So they're on their way to going to 3-0. Yep. Snyder will be hosting South next week. Carroll will be back home. They'll be hosting Northrop. And North will be traveling to Wayne. Lours will be hosting Concordia in what could be a very interesting game at Knights Field. Concordia hanging in there with Snyder last we heard.
Yeah, 14-7 heading into half. I haven't had an update since then, but good to see the Cadets after getting beat down that second half by the Spartans last week. Really gain some momentum here maybe.
All right, Carroll, you may recall, decided to defer their possession to start the second half, so they'll get the ball first, leading 28-0. Carroll defending the goal to our right, Northside to our left. Knight has fallen, and the second half is underway. Second half kickoff taken at the 14-yard line by Justin Becker. Becker brings it out across the 30 to about the 32. So that's where Carroll will start. First down here at Chambers Field on this Friday night. Temperature has dropped. It was 65 degrees at game time, checking our weather app, down to 59 degrees. So it's a little bit chillier than what they thought it was going to be. And I'm now regretting the fact that I wore shorts tonight.
Me as well.
Yeah, it's I don't know if they got the hot chocolate fired up at the concession stand, but and folks have brought blankets, and there is a bit of a wind coming out of the east, making things feel a little bit colder. Maybe it will snow by Halloween around here the way things are going. First down for Carroll. They will throw it. Miguel, and it's incomplete. That's the pass intended for Justin Becker.
Yeah, Becker really went up there and got it for the Chargers on that one. Ball just looks like it sailed over him.
Brandon Williams, a senior, 6 foot, 170 pounds, wears number 23. He was defending.
And I just saw a flag get tucked back. There's a flag on the field, too.
Yes, I just noticed it now at the 44-yard line. And we had a ton of penalties to close out the first half, and we start the second half with a penalty. Or was it picked up? Apparently it was picked up, so no penalty. Psych.
Yeah, it looked like the referee. I saw the first one tuck it back in his pocket, but the second was still out there.
2nd and 10. Miguel keeps it. And did he put it on the ground?
Yeah, ball was loosed.
Flag comes in. Flag. Guess what? We got a flag down.
I think it's standard procedure now.
We may be going until Monday with all these penalty flags. Did he recover his own fumble? Apparently he did. He got a yard, and a personal foul being called against Northside. And that'll be 15 big ones.
Yeah, it looks like that ball just got out in front of Miguel there. He tried to chase it down, and he just kept running in front of him. But he's able to fall on it. And then Ledges with the personal foul there, moving the chains.
That'll be penalty number 7 against Northside for 65 yards. First down for Carroll, their 8th first down of the night. And the ball is at the Charger 49-yard line, first down for the Carroll Chargers. We've played 20 seconds here in this second half. Chargers will run it, leading 28-0. And that'll be a gain of 3 yards for Shank, who opened the scoring with a 49-yard touchdown on the second play of the game. Folks were still settling into their seats when Shank took it to the house from 49 yards. Second down and 6 now for Carroll. The ball is at the north side 47-yard line. Carroll on top 28-0. Miguel gets away from one man, has a first down and room to run. He's to the 30, 20, to the 10, to the 5. Give him 6 points. Touchdown. Jack Miguel, 47 yards to the house.
Well, I'll tell you what, for Miguel right there, once he got through that hole, just a burst of speed right into the end zone there for the Chargers.
His second touchdown rushing for tonight. 47-yard scamper for Miguel. They make it 34-0. Trevor Horton trying to make it 5 out of 5 on PATs with exactly 11 minutes to play in the third quarter. Kick is up. Hand of the kick is good. New score on the board, 11 minutes to play in the third quarter. Carroll 35 at Northside nothing. And quite an electrifying play there by the Carroll quarterback.
Yep. Chargers started off the second half just like they started off the first half with a quick little run play there for a touchdown. This time it was Miguel.
Once again, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We had a personal foul called against Carroll on the extra point, so that'll be 60 yards against Carroll. They've been flagged 8 times tonight. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Sports Center Incorporated in Fort Wayne is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated is located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. So with a 15-yard personal foul penalty on the extra point. Carroll will kick off from their 25. 11 minutes to play in the third quarter. Chargers on top 35-0. Here's the kick. Northside should get some decent field position here. It's Lockett. Lockett to the 25. Lockett got a block. He's to the 35, the 40, and is written down near the 45-yard line of Northside.
Blake Ely in on the tackle for the Chargers there.
Ely's had a solid game tonight for Carroll. And it's a first down for the Legends at their own 45. 10:52 to go third quarter. 35-0 Carroll over Northside. And important lesson here now for the Legends. The score is out of hand. They have to keep playing. They can't throw in the towel here.
Nope. Got to play a full game here.
Got to keep fighting. Don't pay attention to the scoreboard. Don't play to the scoreboard, as they say. Two receivers on the left, one to the near side. And it is Hayden Jones, and he has dropped behind the line of scrimmage at about the 41-yard line.
Reed Diller on the tackle for the Chargers. He was excited about that one.
So they'll spot the ball back at the 42-yard line, a loss of 3. And it's second down and 13 for Northside at their own 42. Carroll in command, leading 35-0. And the Chargers are well on their way to their first victory of the season after dropping their first 2. Second and 13. Here is a pass by Collins, and it's caught, but it's going to be behind the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yep. Looks like they tried to set up the screenplay there, but I think that was Blake Ely in there just getting that tackle, blowing it up.
Winston with the catch, but it's no gain. Third down and 13 for Northside. The ball is at their own 42-yard line. Line the gain is to Carroll 45. 9:50 to go in the third quarter. 35-0 Carroll. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the left. Looks like a passing situation here for the Legends. Collins fires over the head of his attendant receiver, Franklin, and Franklin took a pop afterwards, gets helped up. Nice sportsmanship there.
Good coverage there by number 30, Hudson Walker.
So 4th and 13, and Northside will kick the ball away. Hayden Jones will be in punt formation. Ely will drop back deep for the Chargers. 9:35 to go third quarter. 35-0 favor Carroll. Waiting for the snap. Jones gets it out of there. Nice punt to the near side. Ely lets it go inside the 20, and it kicks out of bounds at the 18-yard line. So that'll be a punt of 32 and 8. That's 40 yards. 40-yard punt for Jones. No return. Carroll takes over inside the 20. First down at the 17-yard line. Balin's checking for out-of-town scorers.
I'm working on it here. Nothing new yet.
No.
Oh, Northrop and Wayne. Wayne had a 24-14 lead. Now that's 24-20 on a touchdown, 1-yard run from Northrop there.
Boy, Northrop's had some nail-biters this year. And the timing way off there, and
penalty.
Flags are down, and illegal procedure called against Carroll. That'll be their 9th penalty for 65 yards. Each team has been penalized 65 yards, so that's 130 yards in penalties tonight. 9 penalties against Carroll. 7 have been whistled against Northside. That's 16 penalties. That's a lot of laundry. 1st and 15 for Carroll, now back at their 13-yard line with 9.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the right, and Miguel throws over there, and look out, there goes Justin Becker. Justin Becker is loose down the far side, all the way down to the north side, 41-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of 47 yards.
You might as well put Justin Becker, number 10, on the track for that one. He was off to the races for sure.
Miguel's pass for 109 yards tonight. Justin Becker's 4th reception for 91 yards. Unofficially, of course. The ball is at the North side 40-yard line. First down for the Carroll Chargers. They lead 35-0 with 8:55 to go in the third quarter. And it's Shank, nothing doing. Drop for a loss at the 41-yard line. Looked like Dakota Alt was under the tackle. Alt led the team in tackles and sacks last year. He also led the team in the tackles for losses. He's a senior, 6'3", 250 pounds, and a mainstay on that north side line. A loss of 1. Ball is at the Legends 41, second down and 11. Miguel throws, got a man open at the 30-yard line. That'll be a first down for Leighton Mitchell. Mitchell's driven out of bounds near the 25. That's a gain of 16 yards. Brandon Williams knocked him out of bounds. 16-yard pickup and a first down for Carroll. So Mitchell's first catch of the night. First down number 10 for the Chargers unofficially. Ball's at the north side 25. And they're just not moving the ball on the ground right now. Shank is stopped for a loss.
Yeah, you take away that big touchdown run from Miguel to start the third quarter, nothing else really doing on the ground for the Chargers.
And unfortunately, we got a north side player down. So the clock is stopped with 8:05 to go in the third quarter. And the shaken up player is now up, but he'll have to come off for one play. That was one of their linebackers, number 45, Sam Dick, who was the shaken up player. He's a 6'1", 195 senior. So he'll come off for at least a play. 8:05 to go in the third quarter. Carroll leads 35-0 over North. Jim Measle along with Balin Height. Bob Johnston on the camera this evening. As play resumes, it'll be second down and 12 for Carroll. The ball is at the 27 of North Side. 3 receivers, 2 to the right. Here's the pitch to Shank. Shank is brought down at the 25-yard line after a gain of 2. That's his 10th carry for 53 yards tonight. Of course, he had a 49-yard touchdown on his first touch of the evening. Back around 7 o'clock.
Seems so far away with all the penalties and the way this game's been going, but just about 2 hours ago.
You know, there has been talk in Indiana about a running clock in games like this. They have a running clock for lopsided games in Michigan and Ohio, but not in Indiana. 3rd and 9. Miguel will run. And he's down to about the 19-yard line. And guess what, gang? We got a flag down. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So that will stop the clock with 7:15 to go. Now, if this was a game in, that's going to be a chop block against Carroll. If this was a game in Michigan and Ohio, we'd be having a running clock right now, because I know in Ohio in the second half, if a team gets up by 35 points, you go to the running clock, and I'm pretty sure that's the same rule in Michigan. Now, I think Indiana is only one of about 10 states in the country that does not have a running clock for a lopsided game. There has been discussion, at least on internet channels, some internet chatter about it, but officially nothing from the IHSAA.
Well, you think they're basing that off of something, maybe the stats, not necessarily comebacks, but teams getting back in the game there and upset about that if there's a running clock, and maybe Indiana just said, nope, we're going to let it play out.
That's a 15-yard penalty against Carroll, and that puts the ball back at the north side 39. They now face 3rd and forever, 3rd and 23 to be exact. Here's Shank taking the pass, and
another flag.
Oh my goodness, another flag.
This is getting messy.
That umpire is going to need the whirlpool and the sauna after the game.
He'll need to ice the arm.
And that's going to be offensive interference against Carroll. That stops the clock with 7:06 to go in the third quarter. And that'll be 10 more yards from the spot of infraction back to the 44. 11 penalties for 90 yards against the Chargers. Wipes out the gain. And makes a 3rd down and about a half mile now back at the north side 44-yard line. Line the gain, by the way, is way down at the 16-yard line. 3rd and 28 at the 44. Miguel wants it all, and it's overthrown. Pass intended for Justin Becker. That'll bring up 4th down, and out comes the punting team for Carroll. So the Charger offense with penalties moving backwards. They're going the wrong way, and they'll kick the ball away with 6:46 to go in the third quarter. 35-0. Carroll with the lead.
Some out-of-town scores real quick before this next play. Homestead really opening up the game now, 31-3 with 2:19 left in that third quarter. And Wayne scores a touchdown over Northrop, so now it's 31-20. 2:32 left in that third quarter.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Another flag.
We're told north side will be penalized for too many men on the field. Wow.
You got to run out of room on that stat sheet. Filling in all those penalties.
I got room for 40 penalties, believe it or not. That's a Steeler-Bengals game.
We might break a record tonight.
5 yards against North Side. That's their 8th penalty for 70 yards. We now have 160 yards in penalties in this game. And that's, 11 penalties against Carroll, 8 against North Side. 4th and 23 now. Here's the punt by Horton. Fair catch called for. And taken at the 15-yard line. So that's where Northside will take over with 6:36 to go in the third quarter. And a 35-0 lead for the Carroll Chargers. They'll go with 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the left. 1st and 10 for the Legends at their own 16. Empty backfield. Check that. 2 receivers on the left side. First time we've seen this look tonight from the Legends. Collins has a man over the 20 and the 24-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8. Catch was made by Franklin, number 6, and it's a gain of 8.
Number 3, Jack Tranquil on that play. We've been hearing his name a lot tonight. He's up at the top of the tackles in the SAC. He's up in that top 3 for sure.
Franklin's first catch of the night on 2nd and 2. Collins will run. Collins stopped. He may be short of the first down. He is. He stopped about a yard short. So Collins called his own number, got a yard to the 25. 3rd down and 1 now for Northside. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. 35-0 favor Carroll. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the near side. Empty backfield again. 3rd and 1 for Northside at their own 25-yard line. Collins will run, and he is going to be hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage at the 22-yard line. And that'll be a loss of 3. Griffin credited with the tackle. Back at the 21-yard line. So 4th down and 4 upcoming for Northside, and they will punt the ball away. Coming down to 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Hayden Jones will punt the ball away. Blake Ely back deep for Carroll. 35-0 Chargers. And there's the punt by Jones. Ely to the near side. Lets it go. And it's going to roll dead at the 41-yard line as they punt the ball away from Ely. 29-9. That's 38 yards. 38-yard punt. And no return. So with 4:35 to go in the third quarter, Carroll takes over, leading 35-0. 1st and 10 for the Chargers at their own 41.
Get some quick out-of-town scores here.
Go for it.
Wayne's really opening up the game now, 38-20 with 55 seconds left in that third over Northrop. And then end of the third quarter, Snyder up 21 to Concordia 7. So interesting there. Concordia still in the game for sure coming to that fourth quarter.
Pass is dropped by Shank. That'll bring up 2nd down. The Wayne Generals looking for their first one of the year, and a flag comes down after the play. Somebody's chili running a little bit too hot down there, apparently. 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 35-0 Carroll. Personal foul against the Chargers. Wow. No excuse for that. That's a lack of discipline. So let's see. If that's a dead ball foul, that's going to make it 2nd and 25. They'll spot the ball back at the 24-yard line. Is it 2nd down or 1st down? Scoreboard says 2nd down.
Chain Gang says 1st down.
And second down. Yeah, it was a dead ball foul after the play was over. So a double whammy there against Carroll. They'll run it. Shank. Guess what? Flag down.
Another flag.
Cameron Shank, a nice run for about 10 yards, but we got a flag down.
There's more.
Penalty flag back at the 23. That's going to be a holding penalty against Carroll. And the offense is going the wrong way right now for the Chargers. Spotted off in the spot of infraction. And put it back at the 12.
So let's try it again.
That's 115 yards in penalties against Carroll. That's a baker's dozen now in penalties. That's a dirty baker's dozen.
Not a baker's dozen you want to be eating.
13 penalties against Carroll. And we still have 4:23 to go in the third quarter. 35-0. Carroll with the lead. Guy in the white hat says, start that clock, please. Please, pretty please. Way back at the 12-yard line now. It's 2nd and 39. Line the gain is the north side 49. Here is Shank. Shank to the 15. He gets it out to about the 18-yard line for a gain of 6. And guess what? No flags. Alt credited with the tackle.
Almost couldn't believe it.
I'm shocked. Shocked! Bob Ryan would say on ESPN. 3rd down. Let's do the math here. The ball is at the 18. 3rd and 33. So we honor Larry Bird here. 3rd and 33 at the 18-yard line. 3:27 to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers on each side. Miguel fires, and it's caught on the far side at about the 30-yard line, and driven back is Jonathan Becker. And that'll be a pickup of about 12 yards, maybe 10. It depends on where they spot it. Looks like they're going to put him down at the 28 for a gain of 10.
Here comes the Charger punt unit.
So at the 28-yard line, 4th down and 23 for the Chargers with 3:17 to go in the third quarter. Carroll on top, 35-0. And Horton is in to punt the ball away. And no rush by north side. And it's going to bounce at the 45 on the north side. A big Carroll bounce, out of bounds near the 34. So nice job there. Trevor Horton got the job done. So that's 22, 32, and 6. That's 38 yards. No return on that punt. First down for north side of their own 34-yard line. 3:07 to go in the third quarter. 35-0. Carroll with the lead over north side. As soon as they get the right ball in place, we'll be ready to go here. 35-0 Carroll. Ronald Collins the third, the quarterback, a freshman. He's gone the whole way. And he throws one deep. He's got a man, perhaps? No, incomplete. Some bumping and no flag. Hayden Jones coming out of the backfield, the intended receiver.
And number 35, Logan Belvo, kind of turned, took a look at the ball, and said, "No, I'm going to let it go." He wasn't going to risk another penalty on this game. There's been quite a few of them.
3:01 to go, third quarter. Carroll leads 35-0. And again, north side going with an empty backfield. 3 receivers on the left, 2 on the near side. 2nd down and 10 for the Legends at their own 34. Low snap. Collins throws, batted down, incomplete. And batting it down and celebrating the fact that he batted it down was Terrell Griffin, number 17. He's a junior.
And Northside Lions had some trouble there, especially on those low snaps. It's just Chargers been getting that backfield real quick.
Now 2:56 to go in the third quarter on the Chambers Field scoreboard to our right. 35-0. Carroll with the lead over Northside. Third down and 10 for the Legends. Line the gain as their 44. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side, 1 setback. And it's a play action fake. The quarterback, Collins, keeps the ball. He's going to get a first down. Ronald Collins III calling his own number, and he picks up 15 yards and a north side first down. First down number 6 unofficially for north side tonight. They're out to midfield. First down for the Legends at their own 49. Stop the clock to move the chains. Now the clock is wound up again. 2:39 to go in the third quarter. 35-0. Carroll leads over north side. We'll see if someday Indiana goes to a running clock, not only in football but in basketball as well.
Yep.
But again, Indiana only one of 10 states that does not stop the clock in a lopsided game, unlike their neighbors in Michigan and Ohio. Hayden Jones stopped for no gain. And that brings up second down and 10 for the Legends at their own 49. 2 minutes to play now in the third quarter. Carroll on their way to going to 1-2. Northside on their way to an 0-3 start. Again, it's going to be some growing pains for this Northside program this year, perhaps into next year as well. Folks here at Northside just going to have to be patient with the football program over the next couple of years. Second down and 10 for the Legends at their own 49. They swing it out here in the right flat. It's Jones looking for running room. Made a nice move there and got about 5 yards. Brought down on the near side of the 47-yard line. Austin Linebeck, who has a touchdown in this game. Austin Linebeck with the tackle, number 33, a gain of 5. And that's the second catch for Jones tonight for 28 yards. Third down and 5 for Northside. The ball is at the Carroll 46-yard line as we come down to a minute to play here in quarter number 3. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side. Collins hangs in there, throws it on the far side and well overthrown. As guys were not quite on the same page right there. 4th and 5 now for Northside at the Carroll 46 with 53 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Looks like they'll stay out there too.
Yeah, might as well go for it.
Yep.
Fourth and 5 for the Legends at the Carroll 46-yard line. Line the gains to 41 of the Chargers. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side. Oh my goodness. Well, you can see that for yourselves, folks.
It's been that kind of game.
Boy. 5-yard penalty. Now that is what you call illegal procedure.
Indeed.
9 penalties against the Legends, 475 yards, and Coach Brevard decides to punt the ball away now. Hayden Jones will punt it. He's had a punt block tonight. Carroll may be coming here. Nope. Nice punt by Jones. And this time Ely fields it at the 20. Ely to the 30. Ely to the 40. Brought down to the 42-yard line. Flag
and
is
another
down.
Flag.
And the clock is stopped with 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. And we'll check out the penalty flag. If it's against Carroll, that'll be their 14th penalty tonight. Let's check it out here. The flag was thrown at the Carroll 44, and it's against the Chargers. So they'll mark it off from the 44 of Carroll. And this will put the ball back at the 34-yard line. 10-yard mark off. 14 penalties for 125 yards against the Chargers. First down for the Chargers at their own 34 with 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Carroll on top 35-0. And Miguel throws over the middle. He's got a man. And a first down to the 48-yard line. A gain of 14 yards. Justin Becker with the catch. First down, Chargers.
I should put him at over 100 yards or pretty close, too.
Yep, I got him at 106.
106, yep.
5 receptions. And Miguel now has passed for 162 yards. That play didn't work. Somebody missed their blocking assignment up front there. That's usually what happens when the play gets stuffed. Shank was dropped for a loss. And that might be the last play of the third quarter as we're down to 10 seconds and Carroll's in no hurry, so we'll change ends. Third quarter is in the books after 3 quarters here at Chambers Field. The score, Carroll 35, Northside nothing. Fourth quarter coming up in a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced DRs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie. Just like the morning, your smile brings the sunshine.
The Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Fourth quarter underway here at Chambers Field. Carroll with the ball at their own 46 on 2nd and 12. Here's a pass complete, and that's going to be a first down to the 37-yard line. As the catch was made again by Justin Becker, his 6th catch of the night. First down, Carroll at the north side 38. And that'll be a pickup of 16 yards. First down number 11 unofficially for Carroll. Miguel's now passed for 178 yards tonight. That was his 18th pass of the game. And a shovel pass this time. That counts as a pass as Shank, the ball carrier, picks up about 6 yards there. So that's another completed pass for Miguel. Ball be spotted at the north side 32, just underway here in the final quarter. 11:15 left in the game. Carroll leading 35-0. Chargers face 2nd and 4 from the north side 32. 3 receivers, 2 to the near side. Play action. Miguel fires, nearly intercepted at the 24-yard line. And that was a near pick by Javon Taylor, number 5, 5'9", 170 senior.
Miguel was looking for number 10, Justin Becker there again. He went to him just before there, but read that pass right away. Broke it up, almost got a pick.
Miguel had 5 straight completions before that incomplete pass. Now 3rd down and 4 for Carroll at the north side at 32 with 11:03 to go in the game, and a penalty flag comes in once again. Illegal procedure against Carroll. 15 penalties against Carroll tonight for 130 yards. And this will put the ball back at the north side at 37, where it's going to be 3rd and 9. Line the gain is the Legends 28. Chargers on top, 35-0. Crowd has thinned out somewhat. Not surprising with the lopsided score, 35-0 Carroll. 10:48 left in the game. On 3rd and 9 from the north side, 37. Miguel scrambling, throwing on the run, and it's out of bounds. Ooh, there was a hit on the near side on Jonathan Becker. Jalen Lockett Number 7 for Northside with that hit. And it's now 4th and 9 for Carroll at the Northside 38.
The way the Carroll offense is walking out there, looks like they might try to go for it here.
Well, it's the punter out there. We're looking for Horton, number 97, Trevor Horton.
Now he walks out. Yep,
here he comes. All right. 35-0, 10:36 to go in the game. Carroll with the lead. And they'll punt the ball. Try and pin Northside deep. Well, Homestead's busted up that game with lures, it sounds like.
Yep. Wayne also taking a commanding lead out over Northrop.
44-20. There's the punt to the far side. It's going to roll dead at about the 12-yard line. So that's where Northside will start. Only about a 25-yard punt there. 10:25 to go in the game. Northside takes over 1st and 10. Carroll on top, 35-0. They scored in the second play from scrimmage tonight, as Shank took it to the house from 49 yards out. And Carroll, for the most part, has been in control of this football game, leading 35-0. Northside ball now, 1st down, trying to make something happen here. And it's spotted at the 14. And a whistle before the snap. Equipment situation, that's getting fixed. So they'll have to reset the play clock as well, up to 25 seconds. 10:25 left in this ball game. Ronald Collins III at quarterback for Northside. He wears number 3. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the right. Collins keeps the ball, stays alive, and he's brought down to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Yeah, Collins bounced around there in the pocket a little bit before getting brought down by number 21 and number 6, Reed Diller, and then Braxton Gropengeiser for the Chargers.
And they say he lost a yard, so it's back to the 13-yard line. 2nd down and 11 for Northside as we go under 10 minutes to play. Carroll leading 35-0. We're in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the right, 1 setback. On 2nd and 11 from the 13-yard line. Collins, after that low snap, fires quickly, and it's incomplete. That brings up 3rd and 11. This may be the quietest crowd I've heard. And honestly, really not a whole lot to cheer about on the north side tonight, but hopefully better days are coming for this program.
Yep. Yeah, got to have some patience here. Coach Brevard is definitely going to get this program on the right track. It's just going to take a 1 or 2 years here. Very young team.
No running backs. Empty backfield. 3 receivers to the near side, to the right. Collins hangs in there, fires quickly, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Armstrong, and it's 4th down. And the Legends will punt the ball away with 9:41 to go in the game. Carroll on top, 35-0. So assuming things stand as they are in the SAC, the way things are going tonight, Dwenger will go to 3-0. Lourdes will drop out of that first place tie. Snyder will go to 3-0. Assuming they can hold on against Concordia. Concordia was giving them a game for a while. And Homestead running away from Lourdes, so they'll go to 3-0. You'll have 3 teams at 3-0. We're checking that Concordia-Snyder game right now. Let's see if we get an update.
Last time I saw it was 24-7 Snyder. Don't have a time on that, but that was the last score I saw.
Okay. Boys, props to Concordia for hanging with Snyder tonight.
Yep.
Low snap on the punt. Jones gets it out of there. Ely again lets it go. And it's going to roll around, and it finally is going to roll dead right at the 50-yard line. So with 9:31 to go, Carroll takes over, leading 35-0 at their own 50. And let's see, up by 35-0. You see any clean shirts over there with the second stringers?
There might be a few coming in here for Carroll.
Let's see if Miguel is still quarterbacking. I see number 1 out there. Yep, he's still in there. Okay. Jonathan Becker still stays in the game. Shank stays in the game. So it looks like most of the regulars are still out there. First down for Carroll at the 50 with 9:31 to go in the game. Chargers on top, 35-0. It's a pitch to Shank. Shank's got running room. Ooh, he got hit. Woohoo, mercy. That's a gain of 4. And Shank got right back up after that hit. Harris, Jalen Harris, their sophomore linebacker. Again, he had 7 tackles against Winger. And he brought the house on that hit. Second down and 6 at the north side, 46 for the Chargers. And they'll run it. Miguel, first down. And he's knocked out of bounds. Somebody wants to go home. No, they're going to keep the clock running here. They say he was tackled at the 35, and the guy on the far side tells the clock operator, keep that clock running. Well, I want to go home to the wife and kids here. Miguel, unofficially 81 yards from the ground tonight. First down, number 12 for Carroll. The ball is at the north side, 35 with 8:53 left in the contest. And it's Shank again. Shank across the 30 to the 28-yard line for a gain of 7. So unofficially, the running numbers for Carroll tonight, Shank 61 yards on 13 carries. Miguel has 81 yards on 10 carries. Miguel has also passed for 184 yards tonight. Ball is at the north side 29-yard line where it's second down and 4. 8:22 left in the game. 35-0 favor Carroll. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side. 2 running backs in there now for the Chargers. Off balance eye. Don't see this very often these days in football. No gain on that play. It'll be third down and 4 upcoming for the Chargers. And again, Shank was the ball carrier. He's carried the ball now 14 times tonight. Third down and 4. It's at the north side 29. Clock running, 7:46 to go in the game. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the left. Line the gain is the 25. Miguel in trouble, gets away from 1 man. Now he'll run it, and he'll get a first down and plenty more down to about the 15-yard line. 14 yards for Miguel and a Carroll first down. He's getting close to 100 yards rushing tonight. So a big night for Carroll quarterback Jack Miguel. 95 yards rushing, and he's passed by our numbers for 184 yards.
Good to see Miguel, after coming off 2 rough performances against Lewis and Snyder, to maybe build some confidence here.
7:15 left in regulation and a whistle before the snap. And one of the north side players with an equipment issue, and one of the Carroll players helps him out. Did you see that? That's sportsmanship right there, boys. All right, Carroll running the ball here, leading 35-0, and the pile moves to the 13.
Looks like that was big Austin linebacker number 33 for the Chargers.
Yep. He moved the pile for a couple of yards.
Yep.
Couldn't get that big fella down. Second down and 8 at the north side 13-yard line. Carroll with the ball with 6:48 remaining in the contest. The clock is moving. Chargers on top, 35-0. Full house backfield. Here we go. Old school football. And they'll run it, and nothing. Maybe a loss of a yard. Line back the ball carrier, lost a yard, back to the 14-yard line. So now third down and 9 for Carroll. The ball is at the north side 14. And we're going to get an official timeout here. One of the north side players favoring his arm as he comes off the field. And that looks like an injury to the right arm for Sam Dick, a senior, and he'll be helped to the side.
If I remember, he was shaken up a little bit earlier.
Right.
Right.
Quincy Moore, number 42, checks in for north side. Third down and 9 for Carroll at the north side 14-yard line. And Miguel rolling to his right. 15, 10, 5, inside the 5, knocked out of bounds at the 2. And preventing the touchdown was number 23, Brandon Williams for the Legends. But it's a first down. First and goal for Carroll.
You imagine they keep that heavy set they've been working with out there for this one.
And we got Miguel going over 100 yards on that carry. 14 first downs for Carroll. 6:04 left in the game. Ball is at the 3. First and goal for the Chargers. And again, they'll go with a full house backfield. It is Shank, and he's going to be stopped at the 5-yard line. That north side defense looking to make a stand here. Shank losing 2 on that play. As we go under 6 minutes to play in this contest, 5:47 to be exact. Ball be spotted way back at the 6-yard line. He lost 3 yards.
Yeah, a stand here for the Legends would really go a long way heading into next week and maybe build a little confidence for that defense. And they're getting tired out there, but standing strong here could do a lot.
5.5 minutes to play. Ball is at the 6. Second down and goal for Carroll. Full house backfield. They lead 35-0. Looking to add to their lead. They'll run it. And line back, stop for no gain at the 6-yard line. Good job again by the north side defense. Jalen Lockett was in on that last tackle, number 7.
We got a quick final to throw in here. Snyder did come out on top over the Cadets 24-7 in that game. But Concordia, so far the strongest competitor for the Panthers here in week 3.
So Snyder will go to 3-0 and maintain at least a tie for first place. Down to 4:47 to go now. Third and goal from the 6. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Miguel will throw, and it's going to be incomplete. So it's 4th down. Let's see if they try a field goal here.
Yep, field goal unit is coming out on the field.
Yep. All right, 4:39 to go, and Carroll will go for 3. This will be about a 23-yard attempt right in the middle of the field. So for the place kicker, it's almost like an extra point attempt here.
Yep. It'll be number 67, Reed Davis in the hole, or snap, and Gavin Vogt in the hold here.
Trevor Horton, he's 5 of 5 on PATs tonight, trying to tack on a 23-yard field goal. And it's in that direction. The kick is no good. He hit the scoreboard, but he missed the field goal. So Carroll is turned away, and props to the north side defense. Despite the lopsided score, they come up with a stop inside of their 5-yard line. North side goes back on offense now with 4:36 left in the game. Carroll on top, 35-0. Well, the flag people for Carroll over there must have thought it was good. Well, we got some confusion right now. We saw a signal. The guy said no good underneath the goalpost.
We got the Carroll video crew behind us. They're saying it was good. It is.
They hit the scoreboard. It's to the left of the upright.
Yeah.
Well, now, why are they putting the ball back at the 7? The ball should be at the 20, shouldn't it? They have absolutely no clue whatsoever.
Regardless, I don't think they're going to be able to bring that one back if it was good or if it wasn't. So
there was only one guy. Somebody just made a good point here. Only one guy underneath the goalpost to the left, and I have no idea why that ball is at the 7-yard line. A missed field goal should be brought out to the 20. Hello? That's how we played football back in the... Your guess is as good as mine right now, folks.
Yeah.
This crew, this officiating crew is totally lost. Imagine if you will.
Now Coach Dinan's out there talking to the head official. He's pointing at the field goal.
This all comes with 4:36 to go, and Carroll leading 35-0. Once again, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page at Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com.
We've got a.
Go ahead.
We got a Goodest final. 40 seconds left in the fourth here in the Wayne Northrop game. Wayne on top, 50-27 over the Bruins.
All right, so the Generals will go to 1 and 2. And Sports Center Incorporated is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated, located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Well, now this is truly unbelievable. Northside has got the start at the 20-yard line. Finally, we have an adult in the room who knows what the heck's going on, and we're going to start at the 20-yard line. Unbelievable. We that's 5 minutes of our life we won't get back. Good grief. Since the start of time, a missed field goal, you put the ball at the 20. That was back when Fred Flintstone was around. And good gosh. Oh, Aunt Mavis, help me. Now we got a new quarterback in there. It looks like it's Hayden Jones. Jones now quarterbacking, and he picks up 5 yards. That was an absolute comedy act right there.
See if we see any new faces in on the Carroll defense.
I see some clean jerseys out there right now on both sides. 4:10 left in the ball game, 35-0. I'm sorry if I sound exasperated, folks, but, you know, that's truly ridiculous. Jones's pass is incomplete. If you don't know the rules, stay home. That's what I got to say. That's embarrassing. You know, unbelievable. 4 minutes to play in the ball game. If you don't know the rules, go to a clinic. Go play bingo on Friday night if you don't know the rules. 3rd down and 5 at the 25-yard line. 35-0 Carroll with 4 minutes to play. And Hayden Jones, a senior, 6 foot, 170 pounds, now quarterbacking the Legends. And he'll keep it on 3rd and 5. He gets away from one man. Can he get the first down? Yes, he can. And he gets out of bounds and gets pushed out of bounds. And there's the flag. He picked up 15 yards, and there'll be 15 more on the personal foul. Jones now 41 yards from the ground tonight on 12 carries. First down, number 7 for Northside. And that'll be 16 penalties against Carroll for 145 yards. Well, he threw the flag, didn't he? Let's mark it off. There's the personal foul against Carroll. This will put the ball into Charger territory with 3:50 left in the game. First down for the Northside Legends at the Carroll 45. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side, 1 step back. Hayden Jones, number 15, quarterbacking the Legends now. 3:50 left in the game, 35-0 Carroll. Lots of 3 and 5s and 0s up there on the board. They start the clock again. Jones throwing, and it's caught. Juggling catch at the 35-yard line. First down, Northside. And Jones had some zip on that ball. Catch was made by R.J. Armstrong, a junior. A gain of 10. First down for the Legends. They're 8th unofficially. The ball's at the Carroll 35 with 3:37 left in the game. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. 35-0, Chargers on top. 1 step back. And movement on the line. Did
we
Carroll
got another flag.
Oh, brother. Another penalty against Carroll. Yep, 5 yards.
That'll push him to 150, right?
Yep. That's 17 penalties against Carroll for 150 yards.
You know, you look at a game and you look at the score and say, you know, maybe there wasn't a lot we did wrong. Well, that's one's going to stand out this week in practice.
Think there'll be some discussions about the penalties?
Yeah.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. 1st and 5 now for the Legends. Trying to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. And they'll run it. And that's going to be a loss of 1. Ball carrier was Kenneth Ware. He's a freshman, and he's dropped for a 1-yard loss back at the 31-yard line.
Tackle was made by number 14, Reese Will, for the Chargers.
Under 3 minutes to play now, 2:55. Clock moving. 35-0 Carroll. North side. I believe this is. Oh, we had a penalty. Against Carroll, a face mask penalty. Clock is stopped with 2:50 to go. That's a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to be a first down, it looks like. It is. Wow. That's 18 penalties now against Carroll for 155 yards. First down for Northside. They're into scoring range here. Jones, he's got a man open. Overthrew him at the goal line. Incomplete. Williams, the intended receiver, he had a step on his guy, but the pass was overthrown. And that stops the clock with 2:44 left in the game. Second down and 10 for North Side at the Carroll 25. This is the deepest penetration of the night for the Legends. As they're trying to get that 0 off the scoreboard here. Playing for pride right now, down 35-0. 3 receivers to the right, 1 on the near side. Jones has, the pass is incomplete. Had a guy, but the pass missed connections. Looked like Armstrong was the intended receiver. That brings up 3rd and 10 for the Legends at the Carroll 25-yard line with 2:40 left in the game. Chargers on top, 35-0. A lot of folks have left. Yep. We may not have much of a traffic situation after the game, unlike at Homestead last week.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I learned where to park at Homestead last week if I want to get out in a hurry. Jones throws. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. As that pass was intended for Franklin. 4th and 10 now for the Legends.
I'd imagine, the Legends are going to stay out there for this one. Playing for pride, as you said.
Yep. 2:34 remaining. This may be the Legends' last possession of the game. 2:34 left. Carroll on top, 35-0. Line the gain is to 15 on 4th and 10 for the Legends. Plenty of time on the play clock. 25 seconds. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side, 1 step back. Jones drops the snap. He's in trouble. He's going to run. 25, 20, brought down there, short of the first down. And Carroll will take over on downs, and it looks like the Charger defense will get a shutout.
Get a quick out-of-town score final for you here. Homestead Spartans going to win over the Lures Knights 47-3. That's a surprise for me.
The margin of victory is a surprise.
Yeah.
I thought Homestead would win that game, but boy, they took Lures to the woodshed there.
They did indeed.
Oh, you think that Homestead defense was skiing on their own friend tonight?
I think so. It was definitely a combination of both. The defense was sure setting up that offense.
I'll tell you what, Homestead's good. Mm-hmm. Homestead's really good. They struggled against Northrop in week 1, but Homestead looks like they're getting on a nice run here. They beat a good Concordia team rather convincingly last week, and they beat a good Lures team tonight. So, looks like a new quarterback in there for Carroll. Look at him go. Down to the 40, down to the 30. Out of bounds.
Number 11, Gavin Vode, in there for the Chargers.
At quarterback.
Yep.
I couldn't tell if it was number 1 or 11, and it was Vode. And Vode with a nice scamper. All the way down to the 8-yard line. 30, 40, 50, 60. That's a 72-yard gain for Vode. So ball is at the north side 8-yard line. First down, number 15 for Carroll. First and goal for the Chargers as we go under 2 minutes to play. They lead 35-0. Kind of a delicate situation now for the Chargers. They go with 3 receivers, 2 to the near side. They'll run it. And carrying the ball now as we got the second stringers in there. That's Harris. And he's down to about the 5-yard line. Evan Harris, number 27, the ball carrier there. So the ball is at the 5 with 1:25 to go. 35-0 Carroll. They got the second stringers in there, and they want to get a touchdown. Three receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the near side, 1 setback, down to 1:10. Volt keeps the ball, and give him 6 points. Touchdown. Gavin Volt takes it in from 5 yards out. So that touchdown was set up on his 72-yard scamper. He closes it out. And that makes it 41-0 for Carroll with 1:06 to go. The extra point is coming up. Trevor Horton trying to keep his PAT streak intact. He's 5 for 5 so far tonight. Trying to make it 6 out of 6. Spotted, booted, and the kick is good. With 1:06 to go, it's Carroll 42, Northside nothing. 5-yard touchdown for Gavin Vogt after he set that up with a 72-yard scamper. Once again, tonight's broadcast brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page at Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Homestead has won. Dwenger has won. Snyder won, so those 3 teams will be 3-0, tied for first in the SAC. Concordia will drop to 1-2. Northrop and Wayne, what was the score on that again?
50-27 Generals.
Generals won, so Northrop will drop to 1-2 in the conference. Carroll will move to 1-2. And Wayne will go to 1-2. North side and south side will drop to 0-3.
Yep.
So that's how things will stand in the SAC at the 1/3 point of the season. Week 3 just about in the books now. As we approach Labor Day and the holiday.
Gonna be a chilly one.
Maybe it's going to snow by Halloween the way things are going. Well, it's supposed to warm up Sunday and Monday. All right, we wait the kickoff. Horton has had a workout tonight. 1:06 to go in the ball game. And there's the boot.
That was number 90, Bo Anzini on the kick.
Oh, okay.
Switched
not
him out there.
Yeah, not 97. Thank you. And trying to look for running room. He gets away. That's Lockett. Lockett could go. 20, 15. Oh, he's brought down from behind the 13-yard line. Jalen Lockett almost returning a kickoff. And he's brought down at the Carroll 11-yard line. Some excitement here with 47 seconds to go. How in the heck did he get away?
I thought the play was dead, and you see him run out of there.
So the senior Jalen Lockett almost getting it to the house, but he was brought down from behind at the 12. And Northside has a chance to get that goose egg off the board. You got to admire these fans for the Legends who have stuck around. They're still pulling for their team despite the lopsided score. And they want to see a touchdown. If they get a touchdown here, these fans are going to erupt. 47 seconds to go. Jones, quarterback, 1 setback. And they will run it. Where? Brought down to the 10. A gain of 2 would be 2nd down and 8 from the 10. We're down to 42 seconds.
Get a quick final score in there. We got one. Dwenger beat Southside 48-14. So as expected, but that's the final.
Okay. And the Saints go marching in.
On to 3-0.
Down to 27 seconds. They're in no hurry to stop the clock. 2nd down and 8 from the 10. Play clock is at 20. Plenty of time on the play clock. We're down to 16 seconds on the game clock. Low snap. Jones picks it up. Jones gets away from one man and goes out of bounds around the 17-yard line to stop the clock with 8 seconds to go. And Northside will have at least one play, maybe two, to get that 0 off the scoreboard. The ball be spotted around the 15. It'll be 3rd down, and Northside will take a timeout.
And we got another flag just thrown in there.
Northside called a timeout. We do have, I do see the penalty flag now at the 11. And what's this all about? We've had some confusing situations here tonight, to say the least. Carroll's on top, 42-0.
See what it is here.
Yeah, the penalty's on Carroll. Did he call unsportsmanlike conduct? I guess so. Half the distance, puts the ball at the 8-yard line. So that'll be 19 penalties against Carroll for 162 yards. And the ball will be at the 8. So Northside with a shot here. They get that 0 off the board with 8 seconds. They got time for 1, maybe 2 plays. 3rd down and 6. They do have 2 timeouts remaining.
Interesting they didn't use one a little earlier there.
Yeah.
Maybe you're trying to put some points in, but yeah, held on to it until the last play.
All right, let's see what happens now. You know that Carroll defense would like to register the shutout, so 42-0 Carroll, 8 seconds left in the game. And Jones, the quarterback, takes the snap, throws, timing pattern, contact in the end zone. It's incomplete, and the clock is stopped with 4 seconds, so they'll have one more play, and Northside will take another timeout to talk it over. That will leave them with 1. 4 seconds to go. 42-0 Carroll. Cameron Shanks scored from 49 yards out in the second play of the game. Jack Miguel had a big game here tonight, rushing for 2 touchdowns, passing for another. Austin Lineback had a touchdown as well. And Gavin Volt capped off the scoring for Carroll with a touchdown. He set it up on a 72-yard scamper. Eventually he took it in from 5 yards out. So that's how the scoring has gone tonight. Carroll leading 42-0, and they're going to kick it now. Oh, this is going to be we're going to ruin your shutout field goal attempt here. This would be a field goal attempt of about 25 yards, and Perrin Hansen has a good leg. He's number 12. This will be a 25-yard attempt, an angle to the right with 4 seconds to go. Trying to ruin Carroll's shutout. Waiting for the snap to get points on the board. Might be the last play of the game. And it's spotted, it's booted, it's in that direction. The kick is good. And he celebrates. And Northside gets points to close out the game. Final score, Carroll Chargers 42 and the Northside Legends 3. Let's take this timeout. Back with a recap in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
While the expansion of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse is enhancing the experience for athletes around the area, Parkview Sports Medicine is doing the same inside of the expansion. Introducing the brand new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic, providing immediate access to the entire PSM team for athletes all around the region.
We have this team that we can take care of them from the moment they come in, present with their injury, take them all the way through to the point where they're ready to be back to the performance level that they came in pre-injury. We can provide just about anything that any of your walk-in clinics provide, but we definitely focus on musculoskeletal issues.
The Ortho Express Clinic meets athletes where they're at and when they're playing. The entire PSM team will be at an athlete's fingertips. Additionally, the clinic houses the region's only DEXA body composition assessment and a sports dietitian who can work with athletes on their dietary needs.
Some athletes, it might be a difference in their starting position. They might see a number and say, wow, I had no idea that was my body composition. How can I change this? And sometimes just seeing numbers is more motivating than just talking about, maybe their calorie amount that they're taking in.
The advantage to having an Ortho Express clinic is the diversity of the hours. So people who have non-traditional work schedules should be able to get in. I think having athlete access on the athletic trainer side in the trenches, so to speak, and having them be able to get a hold of us or maybe send us a note and saying, hey, this patient's coming in, this is what I'm worried about, and it gives us a heads up.
Whether it's the use of treatment tables, the radiology room, cold whirlpool tank, or the traditional exam room, the Ortho Express Clinic gives patients a seamless experience all under one roof.
This is the type of facility you see in professional and high-level Division I athletics where you have everything right in one place. So if an athlete gets hurt playing basketball or volleyball on the other side, within the same facility they can get their physical therapy or an x-ray if needed just to rule out a fracture. That's stuff you hear about in the NFL, stuff you hear about at high-level colleges where kids just went downstairs and got an x-ray at halftime. We can actually do that in-house now. So it makes us kind of a state-of-the-art, unique facility.
Welcome back, everybody, to Chambers Field. Jim Measel, along with Balin Height, our cameraman Bob Johnston, with you one final time as we wrap up tonight's action. The Carroll Chargers defeating the North Side Legends 42-3. And Balin, Chargers pretty much had things their own way tonight.
Yep. Right off the start of the game, or right out of the gate for the Chargers, they got a 3-and-out on the Legends and put it in. Cam Shank went out 47-yard. 49-yard run, yep.
And that was part of the 260 yards rushing that Carroll wound up having tonight. They also passed for 184 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Again, somebody unplugged us. That's just the way things have gone tonight. 260 yards rushing for Carroll, 184 for the Chargers in the air. That gives them a total of 444 yards. And Northside had 52 yards rushing, 64 in the air, so 116 yards of total offense for Northside. 15 first downs unofficially for Carroll, 9 for the Legends. Turnovers, 2 of them committed by Northside, both of them interceptions. And Carroll did not turn the ball over tonight. The penalties, 19 against Carroll for 162 yards, 9 against Northside for 75 yards. So that's 28 penalties tonight. A total of 237 yards in penalties between the two teams. And bottom line, Carroll gets the win, 42-3. They improved to 2-1. Carroll now 1-2 overall. Carroll's 1-2, and Northside drops to 0-3. Any final thoughts there, Balin, before we say goodnight?
Both teams came in needing a win. Chargers ended up getting it in a big way. Northside got a little momentum there at the end. They'll carry that into next week, but yep. That'll do it. All
right, and Carroll, hopefully for the Chargers, they've righted the ship here a little bit with this victory here tonight. And thanks to everyone here at Northside for their hospitality, and we'll be back here again later this season. That's the story tonight here at Chambers Field. Again, your final score, the Carroll Chargers 42 and the Northside Legends 3. Now on behalf of our producer, director, engineer Balin Height, and our cameraman Bob Johnston, I'm Jim Measel saying have a good night, everybody.